Network, 8-Bit Bros. That's number 8. Then bit. Then bros. One word. I strongly encourage you to stay tuned for that. And if you want, they also have a Facebook page and a much better live show. Anyway, 8-Bit Bros, 8 p.m. Ironic Radio Network.
It's 8 o'clock, and you know what that means.
What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the 8-Bit Bros. It is the early edition. That's right, early edition. We're all still in quarantine lockdown, obviously. But with that being said, this is not a kid-friendly show. Adult language, adult content. Do the right thing, people. Put your kids in the closet.
Yeah, like Ren said, it's the early edition. Center box gets a square.
What up, people?
Deuces, that's Ren. You know who he is. Over here to the left, me, Web Boy. To the right, 846 miles south, the one and only Thumping Loud.
And breaking news.
Got an upper box.
Before we go upper box, I want to slide in this little bit of breaking news on this. Steve
Okay.
Smith Sr., former Carolina Panther. Steve Smith Sr., former Baltimore Raven.
Yeah.
Said that if he was a little bit younger, he'd come out of retirement to join the Bucks.
Oh, sure. Who wouldn't want to play with Tom Brady? Center box up top. Guest in the house. Sutter's here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
This isn't just Tom Brady we're talking about. This is Tom Brady with the Bucks. This is what some people are seasoning in to be Tom Prime.
Yeah. I've been reading that all over. Who do you want?
This is Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
not
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay anymore. Like
That's okay. He's not going to be able to play for the first. He's going to get suspended for the first 2 games.
The question is how funny and accurate the memes would be if Tom Brady shows up with cornrows and gold teeth week 1.
for at least one workout, right?
For at least one workout, just for the fuck of it.
Is he going to be able to work out, or is he going to? You're facing that 2-game suspension already.
It's interesting though when you look at it and you hear like all the stories that are coming out around just like him being down there, how people feel about it. It's funny to see that scenario set up right now because we don't know about football.
Right.
But we do know Tom Brady's in Tampa. We do know Gronk answered a fucking shell in an Instagram message. Okay,
true.
like we know the silly shit that's gone on since Tom got away from the Patriot way.
Yeah.
Like this is a dude that is like, yeah, I'm 40 plus and I'm about to have fun playing football.
Right. What do you think, though? Do you think he gets suspended?
I mean,
breaking the law.
Well, I mean, he's already been kicked out of a park for violating COVID protocol inside Tampa.
Right, that's trespassing.
He has been called out on his questionable fashion sense and room decor in the new mansion that he's occupying.
Yeah. I mean, we got B&E to add to the list too.
Yeah. He's walked into somebody's house already. So.
Yeah, NFL's actually looking at it like, should we do something? He did break the law. I mean, the park thing was a big deal. But I'm Tom Brady. No, you can't be in a park, bro. This shit's closed. But I'm TB12. You're fucking TB12 nights in jail if you don't get out of the park.
TB12 nights in jail. I like it. No, I mean, it's entertaining. Tom Brady is at a point in the career kind of... Romo did what Tom's about to do by going to the booth and being hilarious and a good commentator. Where 90% of the country hated fucking Tony Romo, and that included a large bit of their fan base.
That's only because he was banging that Jessica Simpson.
Well, yeah, but for whatever reason it may be, there was a large amount of hate there. Tom Brady is a large amount of hate in New England, and none of that fan base has any disloyalty to him. So Romo, you would say, was still probably more hated. But Tom Brady's in a position that now all his give a fuck is out the window, and he can literally fuck off, and people are gonna love it.
Well, why wouldn't you want to walk out of there after all those Super Bowls? He's great. He's a great quarterback with that team and Belichick. Why wouldn't you just want to hang it up and call it?
I got a couple places you could put some deafening pads right now, but
Yeah, I'm gonna put some pads.
but it's like in the back of some throats.
Yep. He needs to get a little close to that mic.
Hey, Webb, turn Sutter's gain down and push his levels.
I've been working on that. Trust me.
You gotta get friendly with that mic.
Yeah, you got to eat that mic a little more. That's all. Get friendly with it.
Yeah.
It's all cleaned off. Don't worry. You were the last person to talk into it anyway.
No, because I'm drinking. I don't want to be rude, and I can hear them in the background.
Oh yeah, I can mitigate
Anyway,
them.
No, why wouldn't you want to just retire from that team? Everything that they accomplished. Why would you say I'm done?
Hello, Joe Montana.
He's got no.
because
Joe
because I'm TB12. I don't have anything left to prove in New England.
Right.
And I said I'm playing till I'm 45.
And now
I told you motherfuckers I'm playing till I'm 45. So guess what? I'm playing till I'm 45, wherever that may be. And I may have nothing to prove in New England, and that's why I walked away. That's why I walked away, is because I have nothing left to prove there. I am the champ. I am the king. Y'all want to say the system is what led me to that point. I have something to prove to the rest of the league. And it's whether or not I play till I'm 45 or I go and I win a Super Bowl somewhere else without Bill Belichick. That is what I still have left to prove. Not to New England and not to the fan base, but I've got everything left to prove to myself in the league on how I move forward with what my legacy really is. And nobody can talk about me if I do it this way.
Yes.
Do you think you could do it?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's right
Already
now. That's
done.
what I'm going into. I believe it at this point. I'm
Already done.
TB12 and I'm moving forward. I'm doing it. So whether to question the belief at that point, I'm doing it.
You could also look at it as his coaching debut. He's helping
highly probable. Highly probable.
Put together that team with the choice people that, either want to play with him or he gave the nod to.
Or the youngins that he feels got the right ferocity to come out and handle it.
Plus, he's being given the playbook. Here.
Well, somebody molded him.
Here's the 80 plays I'd like to run this year, Tom.
Somebody molded him from a 7th-round pick.
Yeah. Yep.
Talk about the juice that dude is just ready to wring out of knowledge. And all of it the Patriot way, too. Gronk came back and was the only one with balls enough to say it. I was just tired of the Patriot way.
Yep.
And I'm sure there's something to be said about playing up there. Look, we know what the net results are. We know how glorious we look at each of the guys who have played for squads that have come out of there. And we know how we've looked at guys that might have been like a lot of shit talked about. Randy got reinvented going to New England. He was not just a shit talker anymore. They were like, look, man, the dude still got game. Like it's that culture that has come through there. It has been something to behold for a long time. 20 years, we know, solid of accomplishment coming out of there. Some of the people feel that maybe they're a little bit bigger than the scenario. We wondered for the past couple years who was going to leave first. We thought G was the replacement for Brady, and that Tom was going to be out of there earlier. But Kraft put his foot down on it the first time, and now Tom's kind of tired of it. He's like, wait, you kept Bill here. He was like, that didn't solve our problem. He was like, I appreciate you, Mr. Kraft, for sticking behind me, but you didn't get rid of the problem. The problem is me and Bill need to separate our careers. We're too big now that we don't want to be tied together.
Mm.
Bill tried to separate, and you were going to let me stay. You should have got rid of Bill.
Right?
Because now you have Bill. And I'm going to go take the Buccaneers somewhere. And that's that scenario. It's like, oh, shit. Because we knew it was coming. And we knew it was really coming when Jimmy G was going to be the man on deck. Like, none of us were even thinking for a minute that there was no reason Jimmy G shouldn't get the nod.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It was either Jimmy G or Brissett. It was the go-to guy, and they got rid of both of them.
Yeah, and to see that go down the way it went down, and to see the success outside of that, I'm telling you right now, Jimmy G's Super Bowl.
I mean, it showed a lot, but it also
it is the reason why Tom Brady is like, I need to go somewhere else so I can stop things like that from happening. So what did he do? He went and joined the NFC.
Yeah, into a division that is now highly, highly competitive.
Yep. You now got two future Hall of Famers in there with Tom Brady and Drew Brees, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then Drew Brees trained fucking Teddy Bridgewater, and now he's sitting in Carolina. And we all know what Matty Ice has always been capable of if you give him the right weapons. So, yeah, it's a dope-ass division when you look at the 4 quarterbacks right now.
And now look who he gets to mentor next. Poor Drew Brees. Mr. 30 for 30.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you feel about that? You know what they're doing, though. They're only milking him for information.
Sure.
They're literally they look, not for anything. He knows the playbook. They're trying to get him in on the playbook because now they got Tom Brady, and they need to know as much as they can find out about that fucking playbook.
Yup.
Plain and simple. They were the ones that were able to make a move and secure Jameis, because I'm sure all 3 teams had conversations with him. Guarantee it. When Tom landed, everybody was like, oh, we need to find out what Jameis knows.
Yeah.
And everybody within the division were going to be the first suitors that were going to be top-notch on trying to secure that position. Carolina was kind of out of it because of the Teddy Bridgewater situation. Atlanta can't bring anybody in because they are so horse-collared right now to Matt. And so the logical option at that point, and the one that probably threw a little bit more weight around, was New Orleans. And so we'll see what kind of position it puts him in. You know, he knows the playbook, so if anything, all he's doing is helping New Orleans defense. He's never going to play a snap. They, after signing him, signed an extension with Taysom Hill. Okay? So if that doesn't tell you that Jameis is really meant to be third man on the line, maybe Taysom's back up next year or the year after, whenever Breeze decides to walk away. Like, that is Jameis is only there for one reason only, and that's to get that playbook.
It makes sense. I mean, trust me, I thought the same thing myself, because I don't like I just hit a home run. Hell yeah. I'm playing cricket.
You got a home run.
Yeah, I just hit a home run. It was worth 6 points. It's cricket, man. I wasn't overly excited about the move. I mean, I get it. Like you said, I mean, playbook means everything. You got Tom Brady now.
Well, you've got Bruce and Tom.
Yeah.
Like you already know you got a pretty decent intellectual head coach down there. Unfortunately, he had Jameis Winston, who couldn't execute properly the way he needed him to. Now he's got Tom Brady. We already know he's a madman. And now he's got Tom Brady, who likes madmen.
Yeah. Yes. The shit talk coming out of that division was quite interesting.
Oh, I bet.
You know, because I see a lot of it with all the groups I'm in.
Oh, yeah. And I paid no attention to any of it.
It's interesting to see a lot of people defending Jameis Winston.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's.
I mean, he's not that
Jameis,
bad of a
Jameis
quarterback.
was. It's weird. Jameis was always in a position where everybody did kind of seem to defend him and villainize Cam in that division.
Yeah.
Like that, and it's weird to see that Jameis got a job, signed contract, and nobody's heard hiding their hair about Cam. I'm worried about the fact of Cam going the Kaepernick way out of the NFL. Just nobody deciding to call. Doesn't matter if you're qualified or capable or just nobody calls kind of thing. So I kind of don't want to. I don't want that future for Cam, but at the same time, I mean, I lived here in North Carolina and I saw the tantrums during football.
There's only one place for him to go. I'm gonna say this now, because I told you I don't think he ever snaps. I said it here months ago that he never has to take another snap in the NFL. He was done. The only spot left for him is the Arizona Cardinals.
As a backup to Kyler Murray?
Or a starter to Kyler Murray.
No,
I mean,
no, ain't nobody replacing
who's
Kyler
their
Murray.
backup?
Nope, ain't nobody replacing Kyler Murray right now.
Okay, I get that. I get that. So, yeah, that's the only spot because they don't have a backup quarterback at all. You're going to go with Brett Hundley? Brett Hundley's going to be your go-to guy if something happens to your quarterback?
I don't know. You started delving into a question that I've got a lot of questions for a guy sitting across the table from me right now. I'm interested in his opinion of what his thoughts are on what went down during the draft for them.
Oh, you mean drafting up to take a quarterback at 20 whatever?
What does that do for that scenario? Because I've got some ideas, and I know kind of.
Honestly,
where your thoughts are,
I
but-
don't. I honestly don't think.
Sutter.
I honestly don't think it does anything in the near term. I think they had Manny Wilkins, who journeyman, nothing stupendous there. I think he's a good project, and if Rodgers starts to break down in the next 3 to 4 years, the kid could be the heir apparent. I mean, you see what the Patriots have done it. So many teams have done it. I'm not making a lot of it. I don't want to make a lot of it, but there were so many other needs, and I guess staying true to your board, of which you always hear, and okay, I get it.
Staying true to the board because
I get it. I mean, they wanted to.
It's almost now that everybody gets the same sheet that says these are the guys that are the best players, and then
but every team has needs. But every team has
I
needs.
understand the needs part of everything, and they hope that maybe their guy lines up with the pick, but every GM or coach this year said something because there were some unexpected draft positional players that were best on the board, not necessarily needs for teams, especially in that first round late, where they were, or the second round, all through the second round, where a bunch of really like, what the is going? Like some teams met positional goals, some teams just grabbed the best guy on the board. And it seemed like that list of the best guy on the board was accurate. Like you could almost see that guy's prediction of the best guys that were available on the board, and then you'd see the top guy come off that list. Like they auto-drafted. It was weird. It's kind of what it looked like for some NFL teams going through the draft this year, is like they auto-drafted best man on best available.
Keith Lee says hi too. He's like, look who.
Also, what do you say about the fact that, like, what did Carolina do this year? The first time a team has ever done in the history of the draft.
Where'd they go? I don't remember.
Every player from round 1 through round 7 was a defensive player.
Oh, they went D.
They didn't pick up a single offensive player in any round, including compensatory picks.
Yeah, that's right. That
The
is
first team in
time.
history to do that.
Yeah.
Well, glaring need for Green Bay was wide receiver, and they didn't take a 1 in any of their picks.
Keith, I don't know if they all see the comments. I think it all depends on what chat room you're in.
Yeah,
We have
it
many
does
different
depend on what
chat
chat
rooms.
room you're in. I've got several that I can monitor, but I keep telling all of y'all, 8-Bit Bros, Facebook.
Yeah, I keep trying to push them there, but they seem to be. My people are,
Yeah, your people are stubborn and assholes, just like you and Sutter.
Hey, I can't help anybody else. I can only help myself, and in the words of Stabbing Westbird, I can't even save myself.
I thought my mother would have said,
That's not nice.
That's not nice. You shouldn't talk about your friends that way.
Oh.
Yep, I wouldn't if I didn't like you or love you. So
How's the background noise? Did I equal it out
yeah, you've
better?
gotten rid of that really good, but now
Thank
like
you.
Sutter's really gotta like suck on the hog in order to get in there.
oh.
Yeah, I can actually hear you do that.
I can give him a little more. I'm just trying not to pick up the kitchen.
If you can touch him back up, because when he went sideways for Grandma, he went
Yeah.
completely mute.
Okay, I give him.
That's all right.
I give him a lot. My pussy's talking real low.
Well, no, you know what it is? There's a lot of people in the kitchen, and they can hear every fucking thing that they're saying.
Yeah,
Quiet.
that's all right.
Don't-
You
we're
you
all
need to stay.
talking.
You need to stay in your world, and they'll stay
You're-
in theirs.
I'm on a boat and
There's
I'm
no-
driving.
There's no kitchen. I'm in the bar. You're on a
my
boat.
Am I driving?
No, you got
No,
some-
no,
she's
you're being
popping
you're
away.
being chauffeured right now. The chick in the blue bikini is taking your ass on a canoe ride out to the middle of Crystal Lake.
Where's your ass?
Oh, that's the American bikini. Excuse me. She's kind of a flatback.
That's all right. She drinks a lot.
Oh, I don't know. The good thing, I guess, for sports fans was the Tom Brady move and the draft. It gave.
Are
I
we
mean, this
bringing?
was the highest. It was the highest watched draft.
Are we bringing guests in?
Yeah, sure. It was the highest draft watch ever. So, I mean, I guess that was good. I mean, like I said, we had a poll. Oh, I wanted to tell you what the other poll was. Damn it. Damn it, you want to run a poll? Has your KD gone up or down? Less than 5, 1, or 1.5.
Who's Katie?
Anybody's KD. Put it out there as a poll. We've been locked in for what? What day is this? 40 what? 43. By now, your KD should have went up. Okay?
If I was
Everybody's-
playing FPSs, I guess.
So, talking to anybody out there listening, by now your KD should be fucking up and through the roof.
Yo, OBS added a new live
I wanna know
charm.
some-
A
Yeah.
new live charm to the bottom of the page, which is pretty interesting.
For what purpose if it's only over there? Oh, unless you turn it on over here.
No, it's just a little live charm. Like I'll send you a
well.
picture of it. I just looked up and was like, oh yeah, that's what they did. Because
She looked-
I go through OBS updates all the time, and I'm just like, whatever. I don't give a shit. They're just doing shit. They're not actually fucking upgrading anything. They're just kind of
Fixing back end shit.
adding all these little functions and features, right? All right.
So,
okay,
Ren,
just
are
got
you
a picture
paying
of that.
attention? Ren, are you paying attention to any of this NASCAR iRacing stuff at all?
Not really.
Okay,
Very
so
little.
you're getting the info of what happens through us. Okay, here's what
Pretty
happened.
Well,
Here's
hold
what
on, hold
happened
on.
this week.
What about
Somebody's hood flew up. Oh wait.
So Denny Hamlin's driving along, right? And it's like towards the end of the race winds up going into overtime. And his little kid comes running in, because it's time to play, Daddy. It's time to play. Can we go drive the go-karts now? Can we go race go-karts, Daddy? And he's waving her off, right? Waving her off. No, just a few more laps to go. The kid's like, come on, Daddy. We got to go out and play. And all of a sudden, his monitors shut off.
No. His monitor.
Monitor, the center one.
The
main
center
one.
monitor. He's running a 3-monitor setup, full driving rig. He's got, for anybody, a little bit of backstory on this. Denny Hamlin is the guy that at the start of the Pro Invitational series of iRacing that has taken place, Denny is the guy who, from week 1 to week 2, bought a $45,000 sim racing rig.
Hey,
Okay.
a whole racing rig.
So his little girl is sitting here with a remote control to a
To the TV in the other room. the Vizio in the other room. She comes running in, and he's like, no. All of a sudden, he yells, oh, shit, my monitor went out. And the little kid turns and goes, uh-oh, and runs out of the room with the remote in her hand. So she came in and accidentally shut off his TV, or purposely, who knows, because it was her turn to race and go race go-karts. So, yeah, he wound up crashing and wrecking half the field and not finishing the race, which I thought was quite funny. Because with this whole iRacing, every week there's something new. Who's driving? Who crashed? Was it last week? Their steering wheel came off their rig.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden they're driving along in the car, straight into a wall, and all you heard through like someone else's headset was, "My wheel came off." That's all you. It was hysterical, and it took like TV about 2 minutes to put it all together. Because they don't see everything like what's going on, everything. They got that camera guy who runs the whole network broadcast is doing all that, and then they got to go back and find it all. But funny as hell to watch the guy driving, all of a sudden, boom, his wheel is off.
Hello.
Oh, hey, look who's in the
Hi.
house. Deena, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Glad you joined in. I'm Web Boy. My name should be somewhere there. I don't know where it is. But
Hi, I'm Ren.
we got Ren, we got Thump, got to introduce Thump. We got
Let's turn the lighting off.
So they're sitting over here.
Oh,
Oh,
better?
actually, that leveled you out really good. Yeah, there you go.
Got a little mood lighting going here. I came to play. Jim warned me about you boys.
Oh,
Jim warned you. That's not fair.
Well-
Jim can't be warning
My
people.
research. I do my research.
I mean, if you know Jim, then you'll like us. He's no worse or no better than we are. Wow.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I shouldn't speak for all of you, huh?
it's another one of those moments where the words expressed by Webboy are strictly those of Webboy and not that of the 8-Bit Bros or any of the members thereof.
Right?
All right, so I feel like I'm at a bar with a bunch of guys, which is a happy place for me. So I'd like to say cheers.
Oh,
Yes.
All
Ooh,
right.
white.
there you go.
This says toasted, part of my brand. Fireball,
All right.
hot and toasted, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, it sounds like
Hot or
then
rough
we
banana,
need to
little bit of
figure
banana.
we need
Can
to
we
make
get some fireball shots?
we need to make
Pardon me?
sure that we put your merch out.
Okay, well, I am my merch. This is it.
That's it. Fireball Fridays,
This
right?
is my merch. This, the mouth, the brain. Oh, and I did bring some props.
Oh.
And
Nice.
atomic fireballs.
Oh, those are my favorite.
Oh boy. Actually,
I-
my
when-
cousin in
when we're
Chicago.
loud-
My cousin in Chicago still comes down here and grabs them. Like those in Cheerwine, he comes to North Carolina to restock on atomic fireballs in Cheerwine.
North Carolina.
Like
You just have
at least two times annually.
Has
You
he
just
heard of this thing called online shipping?
Yeah, but he's in Chicago, and it's a chance for him to come down and hang out with his lovely cousin.
I can't. I can't make fun of that. I mean, I drove to Delaware once just to get a pack of fruit stripe gum.
I mean, I still got a mailing thing that goes on between me and my uncle where I send him Texas Pete and he sends me Zapp's chips.
Oh, I thought you meant the those. Well, no, Zots. Zots are my favorite candy in the world. The ones that you put in your mouth, and when they start to melt, the middle starts to foam up, and you can do Mad Dog and have foam coming out of your mouth. You know what I'm talking about? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. So is he.
Oh, what were the other ones? They used something rock. You used to put in your mouth if you took like soda.
Pop rocks.
It's Pop
Rocks,
Rocks.
yes.
Yeah, and then later on they
Is that
just
what you're
became
talking about?
blowjob rocks. I mean,
No.
no, not Pop Rocks. It's with candy.
They just call those blocks.
Getting your rocks off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see?
Yeah, blowjob rocks is definitely just blocks.
No, they didn't make you foam. Pop Rocks just cracked and popped.
Yeah, but if you put soda in your mouth and you took them, it would mess you up.
Well, yeah.
That's why there's nothing wrong with me right now.
Yeah, no, not at all. No, not at all.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
So what were you drinking,
Me?
Deena? Yeah, what were you
Okay,
drinking?
so I'm going to tell you right now, I can't cook. I have a really bad habit of accidentally setting fire to my kitchen. I
Nice.
did this twice last week. The first time was trying to make toast in the toaster oven. The second time was reheating coffee in the microwave. Cooking, not one of my skills. However, I discovered that I have a talent for making really delicious alcoholic drink mixes. I get very creative. So this is a blend of coconut milk,
Coconut
frozen
milk.
banana, frozen peach, spiced rum, cinnamon, and my very favorite ingredient, which will tell you where I'm from, maple syrup.
Yeah. Oh, good day. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. A. A.
Go Habs, go.
I'm gonna have a shot of Fireball for Fireball Fridays coming up. We'll explain that.
Yes, we will talk about Fireball Friday. Cheers, boys.
And one thing.
Go ahead, Sutter.
Tough time. I love all you guys. This is a good friend of mine. First responders, everybody that lost everybody in this world. Just chug up. And
That's right.
God bless everybody. Sorry, Thumb.
He don't care. He's gonna drink anyway.
Why would you?
No, I mean that from the heart. I lost a couple people. We lost a couple friends.
Yeah.
And it's real. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but
we're having a COVID party here, as you can see.
Oh well, don't apologize to me, man.
Yeah.
This is what. Listen, if it wasn't for this situation, we wouldn't all be here like this.
True, right?
So
wait a minute.
Well.
No, wait.
Well, now, Dee, hold on. Let me go ahead and say this. The three of us, Webb, Ren, and Thump. Yeah, it's Tuesday. We'd be here.
Yeah.
Thursday, we'd be here. This is what we do. This is our Tuesday, Thursday thing. We put ourselves out here for the world and have now 350 what episodes?
353
yeah,
tonight.
353 episodes deep. Just kind of doing our thing and talking our shit. And
can I ask you this?
Yeah, creating our little bit of banter.
How long has it been?
3 years.
3 years, so many months. Yeah, so many months. 3 and something.
We started in December of 2016.
Fireball does not go well with this beer.
Yeah, he looks like he's in the throat.
No, that was just a nice burp that didn't like me. And wait until you smell it.
And those are documented, but those weren't live. The live show didn't start until January of 2017, right?
That's right. That's when we went live, yes.
I just remember Tony coming over and saying, I'm going to start a podcast with a couple friends.
Yeah, he used to make fun of me. Why don't you say that on your podcast? So Deena, how long?
Sutter, I've heard that several times. Go ahead.
How long have you been locked down now for, Deena?
You know what? I stopped counting I actually never did count the days, and for a couple of reasons. One is because whatever week 1 was, week 2, I'm an extrovert. I am an extreme extrovert. I love people. I will talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime, in almost any language.
That's me.
Right? Like, what gets you up in the morning? People. What do I do for a living? People. What do I do socially? People. What do I do in a pandemic when I'm trapped in my apartment? I cried. Like, for 2 weeks, I couldn't function. And then I said, you know what? This is not working. Being miserable isn't working. And I did the thing that I do best, that I do the most, which is reach out to people. And I don't know. I know there's like the days that, we've been this is New York City. We're in the epicenter. I'm near Mount Sinai and Metropolitan Hospital. I mean, we're hearing sirens nonstop. But what I found is looking both forward and in the moment, rather than counting how many days I've been here. Like, yes, it's a new normal. And yet we are New York strong. We are America strong, like each of us individually and collectively. But I've probably been home alone by myself in my tiny little apartment since the beginning of March 13th. Maybe I think it was a Friday the 13th, so Sunday the 15th. Pretty much since then, I go out once a week to go to the park. I went to the pharmacy once a week ago to get a few things I couldn't order online. And
yeah, good luck ordering stuff online.
Yeah, I mean, there's my local grocery store delivers, and a friend of mine found a really amazing grocery store in Brooklyn that delivers into the city, and they're super nice about it. Like, they have an app. I ordered, I saw the product, they called me with whatever was wrong, I texted them back. I don't know, I just find that focusing on what we can control, and that's in general in life, right? Like, there's things I can't control. I don't know how much longer I will be stuck at home, how much we'll all be stuck. But what I can control is how I use my time. And I decided on the spur of the moment, I'm going to plan a comedy show by myself. And then I started doing virtual open mics. And I didn't even know there was going to be professionals on this open mic. I thought it was just me and a few of my comedy community quote unquote, we're beginners.
Right.
Jim Frenos was on the call. He gives me feedback, and it was such valuable feedback and so insightful. And me being an extrovert, I just latched on to him. Thank you for the feedback. Connect with you on Facebook, connect with you on Twitter, connect with you on Instagram, connect with you everywhere. I'm like, it's like the host, I was like, I'm looking for friendship and connection. And I think that's what coronavirus is looking for. It's looking for a host. It's looking for love, just like all of us. So I have a bit of sympathy, And I said to him, listen, I want to plan a show. Can I get some advice from you? Like, you have 30 years professional experience doing this. You don't mind, like, shooting me just a few quick tips? And he's like, sure, I'll give you advice. And why don't we do this together? And those are the magic words. Let's do this together.
Jim's a great guy.
NMC in the house. We've got a great deal of respect for everything that Jim and John and everybody over there at New Media Comedy has been doing. We can't wait to get back into the studio with them. And being able to, like, us operating from home, this part of it kind of hurts a little bit because we were already part of a community that was kind of that type of, like, we're all trying to do the same thing. We just want to make people laugh. We want to do it as often as possible. We're trying to make it all happen like right now. We're not interested in waiting on people laughing later. We want people to laugh now. And with trying to do everything the way that we've been doing it, and then all of a sudden this happened, and we're like, all right, so let's just keep doing what we've been doing, but let's figure out how to do it in our own spaces because apparently the cellar's not okay to hang out in anymore. Yeah. That was the. It's the New Media Comedy cellar.
We brought out of the basement usually.
Yeah, and it's where the offices are and everything else. Like I'm in North Carolina. I'm not up there doing that part of it, but like normally the show takes place inside New Media Comedy Studios, which they do a majority of their filming and editing inside that space, and also do all of their podcasting throughout that space. And we were like, none of us are going there now because the travel time is a little bit absurd to do while none of us can actually hang out in the same room together.
Yeah, and then with all this, how the hell can you can't? You can get in trouble now.
Yeah. So because of that, we've...
No, literally now you can get in trouble. They're going to start finding people for like being out for no reason.
Yep.
So one thing we didn't quite cover, because like I haven't met all of you before, and Jim and I, you understand, like we met on a virtual open mic. We've never met in person, and since that day 3 weeks ago, we've been on the phone almost every single day planning Fireball Friday and the New York Underground Comedy Festival. And so it's like, I do believe there's a silver lining to everything. I mean, there's a horrific situation. It's a global pandemic, but if you can find the good in it and find something to give you hope. And this is what it's about. It's a celebration of laughter and hope and community.
Yeah.
That's what it is. People need to laugh. People need to look forward to something, and people need to come together.
Yeah, it's nice to see this come together because, like you said, like the virtual open mics are happening a lot now. I'm starting to see. I'm actually seeing schedules come out now where they're allocating virtual time to people. Oh, you can have a 4-minute set, and you can have an 8-minute set, and no, we need 10 minutes for this one, and it's all coming together. And now,
people wondered whether this could work.
Yeah, and then I hear about this. I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. Jim trolling, typing something about New York Underground Comedy Festival, and I'm like, what is this? And then, boom, here's Deena. and I know Jim, and I know that the people that could be and will be involved in this are going to be some interesting names for sure.
Oh, if it's anything to do with the category of guys and gals that I know that could follow along in this.
Yeah.
This is good. People need this.
Yeah.
And you're about to get hit with such a big funny bone. Like, if you don't know by now, if you haven't been following any of these people, get ready.
Yep.
Get
That's
ready
what-
because it's going down. It's going down. They're here to bring you the entertainment. We've got the Underground Comedy Series that's going to be.
And so, if I may, it's
Go
New
ahead.
York Underground Comedy Festival. The website is nyundergroundcomedy.com. And the hashtag we're using is hashtag NYUCF2020.
2020.
Because Jim had been hosting live a reel under the comedy festival for years, and then just this year he brought it back and said, "I'm bringing it back. I'm putting it online." And people are submitting videos of sets that they already performed and recorded in front of live audiences with the applause and the audience and the laughter going on, and they're submitting that. And then there's a special category for quarantine comedy that you make, like as I do now, in my apartment, behind a curtain, a wall, by myself, talking to a friend through the computer screen. And he's got 7 different awards categories. There's burlesque comedy, musical comedy, storyteller, improv, sketch comedy, stand-up comedy. So we're just trying to get as many people of all levels to submit their videos, because they will be running for 2 weeks on this incredible platform that protects the comics' intellectual property. It's not like YouTube or Facebook where it just lives there and then it disappears. And comics have complete control over their material. And then after the 2 weeks, there will be an award show. And in the meantime, the show that I was planning and then came to Jim and he took it, to a whole other professional level, that will be our featured live event. So we will have 8 comics, approximately 8 comics for an hour, Friday, May 8th from 9 to 10 p.m. We just pushed it later. Some people may see 8 p.m., but it's Friday, May 8th at 9 p.m. So 8, 9, 10.
9 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, U.S. for our international viewers.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be live. We're working out the logistics. We'll have the invitations going out this week. And we're raising money for 3 charities. So that was the other thing. I have a lot of ideas.
I was just going to try and lead you down that too, so I'm glad you went there. Yes.
I'm very easily led.
Oh.
It doesn't take much. A drink, a smile. Come here, little girl. I have candy for you. I'm like, okay, let's go. Where are the people? Happy pandemic. Let's party.
How much for the girls? All of them.
I don't know. They're real.
No, the
so there's
charities.
price tag.
I don't know. They're That's right.
They came with the body. Now, I don't know if you can tell this, but I'm extremely short. So this is me sitting down. This is me standing up. This is me sitting down. This is standing up.
Well, first off, I know you're not sitting on phone books because they don't make them that big anymore. So.
But this is a little bookcase. It's a little bookcase. It's shorter than a mic stand.
Hey, Ren,
I'm
she's
the only
really calling
comment.
Japan. She's really calling in from Japan in one of them little tiny houses.
You're
Yeah,
right.
it's tiny. I mean, but
I'm gonna
most
troll her
comics
Facebook
do
right
not
now
like
to see if
that.
she's posting out like hamsters eating tiny food or something like that.
I'm going to tell that I need fiance.
Everything just shrunk. You and I crush you. Like Canadian comics. Yeah, so I'm basically the only comic you will ever meet who leans on the mic stand like this. I'm like, help. You work with what you've got. This is it. I'm short, but I'm loud. You can't see me, but you will always hear me. And if you walk into a room and there's a big indentation in the middle and a crowd of people, that's me holding court.
Oh, dead center, front and center. So who are the charities you're raising money for? I know you reached out to people to get them involved in this, and you've gotten good response.
Our charities are amazing. I mean, there were no restrictions. They're just like, we're on board. Whatever we can do, we're grateful. We appreciate. We'll support you. So one of the first charities that came on board was because somebody in my network, and I remembered we'd met before, God's Love We Deliver. They're a very well-established charity. In fact, I think it was Lester Holt and Jimmy Fallon the other night that talked about them. They create and deliver medically tailored meals for severely ill patients. So very special meals in terms of allergies and health conditions. And they also deliver meals to patients' families and caregivers. And they do this around New York. So they've been making meals and driving them for the past, 6 weeks or so. And they did a blitz 2 weeks ago where they delivered 2 weeks worth of shelf-stable food. And of course, the demand right now is even greater than ever before. And so they have a real strong infrastructure and a strong reputation. And they are fans of comedy because every year they do a big gala fundraiser, and they've had Whoopi Goldberg and Bill Murray as their hosts. So they're just like, we're in, we want to support. You can use our social media. So that's one of our charities, God's Love We Deliver, which is glwd.org. And then our second charity, which came across my Facebook feed from a friend of mine who I'd met at a New Year's Eve party 4 or 5 years ago. And she's a radio host as well, Sally Herships, is, you guys are going to love this, Art Cube Army. So
okay.
Art Cube Nation is a network. I heard the word network. I'm all excited, of art directors from film and TV and theater and special events. These are the creatives and the fabricators, the set decorators. And they realized they're all out of work, and they said, we can make stuff better than anyone. Like PPEs, that's easy. We need to make exploding cereal boxes on a set. Like, they can do anything. Yeah. And they're mobilizers, and they're project managers and logistics people and creative. And so they have been manufacturing and donating medical grade PPEs, face shields. They've started creating ventilators and incubators, all kinds of things for the hospitals and healthcare institutions for free. They just need to raise money for the materials. Like their GoFundMe, the more money they raise for materials, the more they can create and donate and deliver to the hospitals. And you'll see, like, it's really well established hospitals that are so grateful and that are posting it. So Art Cube Nation, #ArtCubeArmy.com. Is there a new site? I believe it's .com. They just launched it a few days ago. Leaders to Creatives. Art Cube Nation, Art Cube Army. And then the third, which is, really what ties this all together, Ray created a very special GoFundMe to support New York City comedians who need help paying their bills and feeding themselves because they're completely out of work. So it is supportcomedians.org, and it will take you straight to the GoFundMe page. And if you look on New York Underground Comedy Festival or my website, fireballnetwork.com/events, all the links are there. So if anybody can't find them, just go to all of our social media. The links are there. Please, please, please donate, and we will give you amazing comedy in return.
Yeah, see, these are some of the people there that no one thinks about. There's a lot of people who are hurting from everything that's going on. And, it didn't, until I found out about this, I was like, whoa, wait a second. I never even thought about that. Like set designers for movies. And
exactly. They got Broadway show.
And they're out of work for probably a little bit longer, like set designers. If you think about that, well, they're just sitting around waiting for Broadway to open back up so they can retool the next theater. That could be months. Somebody's got to finish a run. Oh, well, we paid to run through, June, and this epidemic hit, so we still got another 40 nights, and those people are sitting back going, whoa, time out. We're supposed to turn this theater over and bring all this new set in, and if I don't do that, I'm not getting paid.
Right.
This network, they're amazing. Like, they just mobilized so quickly, and they're using their time and their studios and their garages and their workshops and coming together and doing this and helping out. And they had a Beers and Peers, which is open to anybody. So go to Art Cube Nation and Art Cube Army and meet these creative, innovative, fun people to drink with, by the way. Like, theater people, right? Arts and entertainment. I come from Broadway. I come from theater. I was a theater major. So artists and creatives are my people. Like, we all are, right? It is about entertaining. And guess what the #1 search term is on Google now? Number 1 search term on Google.
Oh. I could tell you what it is on Pornhub. But Google, I would say COVID, but that seems too.
Well, first 2 letters are right.
Well, CO, comedy.
Comedy. The #1 search term on Google is now comedy. Do you know what it takes to kick porn off the #1 search term?
That is true.
Yeah,
takes a pandemic. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
But the point being, that is what people are consuming. That's what people want. So if they're going to consume it and they need it, they should please support the comedians who make this who give you this laughter. It is not, I mean, we all know it is not an easy job.
No, not at all. Making people laugh is not an easy job. That is not an easy job. I've tried it my whole life, and people look at me and go, "You're an asshole." I don't make people laugh. I make them say things that I go, "Well, really? Is that what you think?" Because I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Either that, or they get really mad and throw things at me. But yeah, comedy's not easy, and you see that from all the specials out there that everyone talks about time and time again, and then there's the ones that you see a lot of people on Facebook going, "Wow, did you watch this?" Because here's an up and coming comic, and then they get passed over. And comedy's not easy. Comedy's not easy. Not at all.
Yeah.
So, submission is when for the Underground Festival?
For comics, the deadline is tomorrow night, like 11:59 midnight.
All right, people, get in your mirrors and get your comedy going.
Yeah, but take your sets that you've already been doing for the past whatever amount of years. Anything you did on stage that you want to put out there for 2 weeks. And if you want to try something new, you've got basically 24, what time is it now? I don't do math. 28, 27 hours, submit it.
9 o'clock Eastern.
And Jim's going to put it all, pretty much everyone's going to get accepted. There's no fee. It's completely free. There's no catch to it. You can take it down if you decide you don't want it up there. But the more material out there, the richer the festival. And we're going to be promoting all of our charities during the festival. Oh, we're going to have some special events, workshops and special events, probably comedy writing workshops. I'm going to run a workshop on networking and branding and marketing for artists. We will probably have workshops on social media, on comedy show production, online comedy show production, podcasts. Like, we're going to try to do as much as we can to help comics and also to help our audience, to give them, come see what's happening behind the scenes. Come backstage.
Right. And that's right up your alley, because judging from your resume and what you do, you're a very good networker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's people, right? Like being an extrovert, it's connecting people. And
that's not easy for a lot of people. I know a lot of people who could speak in a room of 5, but not in a room of 20. And God forbid they have to be on a stage, giving a speech or accepting an award or something. And it's, I mean, you see singers and artists. Who's the one who sings backwards? Was that Sia for the first 2 years of her career? Wouldn't show her face to the microphone, sang backwards?
Sia or Bjork?
Maybe it was Bjork.
With the wig, right? I think you're right, though. Maybe Sia, Chandelier. No, you're right.
Sia's with the wig. Maybe it was Bjork who wouldn't face the cameras or the microphone, who wouldn't face the crowd or the cameras, always had to be facing the other way until she got over that fear.
And here's something interesting that a lot of people don't realize. You can be an introvert and be shy in large groups of people, but be fantastic on stage. So there are introverts who have amazing stage presence and are completely comfortable. Then there's introverts who also have stage fright. Then there's extroverts who, put them in a room with 5 people or 5,000 people. They'll schmooze, they'll work the room. They're totally confident. Put them on stage? Absolutely not. So one isn't necessarily correlated with the other, which, makes for interesting people. Like, we're all individuals. We all have our skills and our strengths and our weakness, or our challenges, if you will. Like, my challenge is math and directions. I spin me around in a circle and I'm lost. Like, in my own apartment, spin me around, like, which way is north? I have no idea.
I'm male, so we don't take directions, period. Not from a gas station attendant, not from the significant other. Directions? No, I don't think so. Thump, you pointed your finger. What category did you fall into there? I saw you point.
I mean, I'm a bit of a navigator, so I know if you spin me in my house, what direction I'm facing. But no,
you're a person too. I mean, you were doing that transportation thing, talking to anyone.
Well,
that's a forced situation too.
Me on stage is a ball of nerves. Me when it's like me and a camera, me and a person, me and maybe 2-3 people. I mean, I don't have any problem commanding the room or running with the conversation at that point.
Right.
But outside of that, like, if you were to put me with a mic on a stage, I don't know. I don't know what that guy, like, I don't know if he's the same guy.
Yeah, I know
like,
what you're saying.
I am definitely, like, able to fill a room with conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, I don't know
if I'm there, I'm normally capable of just kind of like rolling with it and going and carrying on, just about whatever conversations they may be. You know, I'm not very particular. I don't need to guide anything. It's like, all right, yeah, I could, yeah.
I've always wanted to like try stand up, getting up on a stage, doing stand up. Never thought I had any kind of material for that. I don't have an issue with talking in front of people. I've done a few eulogies at funerals. Does that count? Does that
I
count?
mean, yeah, it's a moment.
It's speaking and it's public speaking.
I don't remember two of those speeches. I don't know if it was because of the nervousness or the closeness to the person I was speaking about, whatever the situation may have been. But I don't remember what I said. I don't have a problem getting up on stage. I've done that a few times, but never to entertain, more to like give a, like Ren, you've done public speaking too.
I've done guest
Yeah.
lecturing in front of
Yeah, I've done guest
classes of 50, 100 people.
Yeah. See, I've done that too with no problem.
On
But
what topic?
I'm a user interface, user experience expert, so I go to various universities and speak to classes on what is good user interface, what is good user experience, kind of molding minds and guiding them in the right direction and letting them know what the pitfalls of the industry are, what to look for when you come out of school. Don't be afraid, speak your mind, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. But so that's the most important thing when whether you're speaking to one person or to 100 people or to 1,000, it's speaking about something that you're passionate about, something that you care about. So like when you're talking about the eulogies, you're speaking from the heart, right? You're delivering a message that matters to you. When you're talking about user interface, it's something that you care about, that you're good at, you want to teach other people. So for me, when I talk about, because I also do public speaking professionally for my business, I talk about networking and building relationships and marketing and branding. And that's important to me. And then for comedy, it's another message that I want to give across and other topics. And that's fun for me and I care about it. I want to share it. And generally people want to hear about it. You know, not every set is golden, but it's being comfortable with and committing to and caring about what you're talking about.
Yeah, agreed. It makes it a lot easier if you can do that because it's just more natural.
Right. And for introverts, that's my biggest piece of advice to introverts. Again, social situation on stage. Imagine you're talking one-on-one. It's a topic that you care about. It's not small. It's not empty talk. I mean, I'm small, so I think small talk is fantastic. You know, don't insult small talk. But it's about talking about something meaningful to you, and whether that's you know, an amazing drink that you made or a show that you're putting on or how you guys met or a cause or a topic. It matters to you. It matters to somebody else, and it brings people together.
That's right. And if you're going to go ahead and bring up the conversation, you might as well put both feet in it and go for it.
True that.
Agreed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Sutter. Yeah, just throw it all forward and, you know, two steps forward, one step back.
If you're going to go ahead, if you thought about the conversation, you might as well step on it and put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right to it.
Yeah, just do it, right? Oh, I hate to use that, but I mean, Nike's slogan is just, it fits everything. It's just do it.
Yeah, they capitalized on something back in the 90s that, like, now you're so mad about currently.
Yeah.
You're like, you know what? If I just want to tell somebody to do it,
you got to pay somebody to tell.
It's like if I tell somebody on a platform that I'm representing, then I got to pay Nike.
Yeah.
Like somehow I have royalty obligations there, and that's kind of rude. So I come up with creative ways of telling people to do things that are not it.
That's right. Take two. They're small.
Yeah.
Oh, the way I phrase it is just do. Just drop the it part. Just do.
Yeah.
I like that.
You want to do something? Just do.
No. Then
I
you
don't know.
sound
That was kind of kung fu, wasn't it?
No, because then you sound like one of these fucking millennials who like stay woke, man.
No.
No.
This is
No.
This is
No.
1970s kung fu film, and
True, that
it's
is-
don't try, just do.
Yeah, what is it? Do,
Exactly.
don't,
Yeah.
there is no
Yeah,
try.
don't try. Yeah, that's exactly
Right,
it. Just do.
Yeah.
There is no try.
Oh,
I always say, like, what's
Yoda.
wrong? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, I was in the subway. This is obviously one of the very last real mics that I went to. It was a Saturday afternoon. It was one of my favorite mics. We were in Union Square Station, and something was wrong with the train. Like one came and stopped, and another one stopped or would go through. And it's 14th Street. I mean, it's express. It's local. Nothing was happening. And I was looking at the time, and I said, you know what? Maybe I'll just get out and walk. And I see two guys just a few feet away. I don't know. They look like they're in their early 20s. They look decent enough, not like serial killers or anything. And one of them had a tattered spiral-bound notebook under his arm. And something to me just said, these guys are going to a set. And I just looked at them and I was like, so what open mic are you going to? And he looks at me and goes, and I said, that's where I'm going. You want to come with me? Now, they've never met me. I've never met them. Like some crazy lady saying, come with me, little boys. What could possibly go wrong? What's the worst that can happen?
Giveaway, though.
And it was so much like we went, we walked, we got there, and I used it in my set, of course. Like, I'm an extrovert. I talk to strangers in subways and bring them to open mics. So, like, what was the worst that could happen? They would have been rude to me. I would have been rude to them. They would have been going somewhere else, and that would be the end of it. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, just standard day in New York, right?
Right.
Yeah, right?
It's like at some point you're going to say something to somebody and they're going to be like, fuck off. You're going to be like, oh yeah? Fuck off. And you are going to go about your business. Nobody's going to give a fuck. Nobody honestly give a fuck about either of you telling each other to fuck off. It was just something you said to each other to say, I'm not interested in talking to you.
Exactly. I mean, basically, as long as no one pees on you, it's a good day.
That all depends.
Yeah, all according to your request of that day.
But. I should have qualified with as long as no one pees on you in the subway.
Well, yeah, because in the shower it's okay. We all know this.
Is that common in the subway?
All right, so guys, why don't you share with me a little bit about your passions and fetishes?
Oh God.
Oh.
I start with.
Should we take a break before this?
Do you want to hang out? Because
if you want to hang out, we'll take a break.
Bio break, get a new beer. We can chat some more. But if you're gonna go, then I have to ask you the questions that get asked every guest who's on here.
I don't know. I'm here for the night. Like, how long are we hanging out?
She said I'm coming in at 8:30. We're hanging out until we're done.
That's right.
Yeah.
All dressed up and
Go mix yourself another drink. What do you need? All right, you got 5 minutes. Go.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. 5 minutes.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
All right, excellent. So, let's take a break. We'll come back, chat with Deena some more.
8-Bit Bros.
Meantime.
8-Bit Bros. Early edition.
You're good. We'll mute everything out. You're good. Just stay where you're at and go do what you got to do. You're good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. 8-Bit Bros. Early edition. We'll be back right after this.
Good evening. Do you like to laugh? Are you at one with the ha-ha? Do you like your comedy coming over the streaming medias? If so, then go directly to Amazon right now. Do not hesitate and download Jim and Drino's Not Dead Yet. Recorded live at the world famous comic strip. It is a giggle-a-second fun fest. An hour of me for you. Jim and Drino's Not Dead Yet. Available only on Amazon. Before you realize life is a lie, you're running out of days. Well, I'm too damn old to rock and roll, but I'm too young to play singing the blues.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section and after Dad's back injury. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Trouble with opioids can start at home with unused medicines, such as pills, patches, and syrups. You can remove the risk and protect your family. Find out how at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Hey, everybody out there. This is John G, and I have a special on Amazon called Living Large. It's a stand-up special. It's funny. It was shot at the Comic Strip Live in New York City. You're gonna love it. You're gonna see me at my biggest. See, a few weeks ago, I had a heart attack. So if you don't want to go watch it because I'm funny, have some pity on me. Go watch my special. I'm in weight. I'm not gonna be so big anymore. No more living large. I gotta lose weight. They want me to take off pounds. I don't want to take off pounds. I love food. But anyway, go watch the special. It's going to be funny. And I don't know how much longer I got to live. I'm wearing this defibrillator thing. I don't know what this thing does. Supposedly it shocks me if my heart stops. My heart stopped years ago. Anyway, John G, Living Large, Amazon. Go check it out before I'm not here to watch.
Hi, I'm Snowy Angel.
And I'm Kinky Candies.
Have you heard of Spunk Lube yet?
Oh, you have got to get it.
I mean, really, it's the lube that everyone's talking about and everyone's gonna want.
Look at that. It looks like real cum.
Yeah, I mean, how can that get better? I mean, it's nice. It just feels so good when you rub it all over yourself. Everywhere. And you know what gets better about it? There's different kinds of Spunk Lube.
They actually have hybrid.
Yes, and they have different colors too. Like they have pink and yellow and even green. Like, what can get better than that? If you want like the kinkiest, spiciest night,
Yes.
Spunk Lube.
Oh, hell yeah. Get spunked today.
Get today at spunklube.com. That's right. Spunklube.com, and don't forget it.
Get yours.
Right now.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
You've given us the real American dream. A tray, 15 feet of food, and a little sign that says, "Go nuts, buddy."
Oh, pitch me, I'm dreaming.
Pushing side dish innovation to its limits, you offer creamed everything and 400 flavors of gelatin.
Feed it frenzy.
If there's beef, you'll chip it. If there's chicken, you'll fry it. And if there's gravy, well, then everything's going to be okay.
Thank God for the gravy.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, buffet boy. You know the way to a man's heart and a few hundred tasty ways to challenge it.
Mr. All-You-Can-Eat Buffet Inventor.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, Fort Collins, Colorado.
You got something you want to get off your chest? We want to hear it. Call in 917-720-3038. The Ironic Radio hotline is now open. Ironic Radio, well, isn't it?
Remember when you held my hand. Say, remember when you were my man. Walk, talk in the name of love. Before you break my heart, I dance on over. Roll it over in your mind. Why don't you dance with me? I'm not feeling like
Welcome back to the 8-Bit Bros. Looks like Webby either crashed or what have you, but he's just sitting there frozen. Can anybody else hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Thump, I think, is coming back in. We lost Web Thump.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we lost Webb like
Were you-
3/4 of the way through the song.
Were you around for that? Because
Yeah, I was here and I
completely-
picked up on it.
Okay, yeah, I completely missed that. But
No, I was here. I grabbed it, brought everyone back.
I wish.
So-
You know what? I wish I would have actually done prior to this was made sure and grabbed all of the Fireball logos.
Oh.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, I could have put them up in places.
Oh.
This is the I am the video production crew. Hi.
Hi. You know what? It's a pandemic. Like, we forgive a lot of things. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
I'm like,
perfect.
oh yeah, I could have grabbed all this extra stuff.
That's okay.
I got
we
a
can do-
little square. I got a little square in your window, and I'm like, oh, I could have fucking put something there.
All right. You know what? We'll just say it then. Fireballnetwork.com.
Fireball Network.
Fireballnetwork.com. My handle is Fireball Deena. So, I even have, wait, I got something. Hold on. I always come prepared. Remember these business cards? We used to hand them out to people in person.
Yeah, I have a ton of them
They're like-
everywhere from every company.
Well, these are mine.
Yeah,
No, these are
I was gonna say mine are in my car.
Yeah, and I have my so here's a trick that I do. I mean, eventually we'll go back to business cards, but I have on the back of it my company name and tagline, because this way, if you give it to somebody, they can't accidentally give the wrong one because it's branded on both sides.
Right. It's our 8-Bit Bros cards, the ones that the three of us carry main. You can't accidentally hand them to anybody.
Why is that?
One,
on.
they're square, like a bit for 8-bit. So like they are pegged out in every bit from their shape to what is on them is branded to us.
That's great.
So he's gonna pull up one. Or remember, you've got a background going, so part of it may. Yep, it all went away.
Hold on, I can fix that.
I could do. Can I do a funky background? Where do I pull my backgrounds from?
Go to your camera at the bottom of Skype. Yeah, there you go. That is the front of an 8-Bit Bros card,
Nice.
and that is the back of an 8-Bit Bros card,
That's a great card.
and it's square.
I like it. And it's colorful too.
Yep. So
let me see. I have
you're not accidentally pulling that out of your wallet after I gave it to you and giving it to anybody else. Oh, I like that. That's lovely.
So thank you. I painted it myself, so I'm allowed to use it. And it's got
Yeah,
my
I stole mine off Google.
Actually, the text that we use for all of our live broadcasts, what is 8-Bit Bros, what he showed you on the card, that's our font.
Let's see it again. It looks like a computer font, right?
It looks like a computer font
an
because
8-bit
it
font.
was created by our guy right here.
Nice.
And is literally a downloadable file that we can type in and put in anywhere, but it's ours. It is
Cool.
it is 8-Bit Bro font.
I like that. You have your own custom font.
Mini project.
That's good.
Yeah, you gotta take the little slides wherever you can create them.
This is a little too busy.
Fortunately, Ren had the time that day that he did that.
Where did I get
Because it is definitely a rare moment that he has the time to be able to do that. Hey!
Yeah,
we got a
I live in
J7
the startup
the
world,
house,
so.
too.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, this Ren.
Yeah, I don't have. I thought I gave you a 6-box, but I don't remember.
Well, that's what I said to you earlier. I apologize for me dropping out and coming back, but we had power blip that took my machine down.
Yeah,
Oh.
we don't have a 6.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to wing it and go split screens. Cheers. Fireball, by the way. Fireball Fridays. Hashtag Fireball Fridays.
Fireball Friday.
I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, I do apologize for blowing up, but Deena, we were having a good dance party, girl.
We were. I love to dance.
And that's a
dance
great
and
song to dance to. And what sucked is my power went down just as he was about to start singing all of the 16 dances. And I was so into that point. I don't know if it was me stomping on the floor that knocked the power out. Maybe could have been. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check some connections here. But anyway, I think we're back up on radio and good over there.
Nice.
I think it was you
Yeah.
stomping on the ground.
J7 in the house. J7, Deena, J7.
You know,
Hi, J7.
how's it going?
You're showing up over in the corner there. Cool.
Well,
Where are
you
you?
can
Where are
move-
you? Jersey?
You can move your screens around however you want. You're on Skype, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, you. How are you, J7?
I'm doing okay. It's, let's see. It's week.
Day 43.
Yeah.
It's day 43.
Yeah, there you go.
And I say that tonight's post went out, day 43.
Fellow New Yorkers there though, inner city gals.
That's right.
Deena,
Probably-
J7. You two share the city currently,
Yeah.
or maybe in different locations, but
Such as it is.
Where are you, Jay? Uptown, downtown?
Murray Hill. So like
Oh,
Midtown.
Yeah, I'm uptown, but I know it's.
Hey, you guys can always meet in Central Park. They didn't close that yet, did they?
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's not closed. It's just, you gotta stay 6 feet apart.
And people are busy. People are running and biking and walking and crowding. And the things that I love most about New York, I moved to New York 20 years ago. And the minute I landed, I said, this is home. The energy, the people, the hustle, the bustle, the noise. I can't sleep when it's quiet at night. I need to hear the sounds of a city.
Yeah.
And I think
And
most of
home, and we just lost all our Canadian listeners.
Where are you from?
Montreal, Canada, eh?
Originally from Montreal, eh?
Just for laughs and
But
Cirque du Soleil.
my mom was born in Argentia, Newfoundland.
Oh, that's close.
Oh, it's a newfie. Wow.
Yeah, she was a goofy newfie.
Go ahead, Sutter, what were you going to say?
Can I ask you this? Are you a Nickelback fan?
Me or his mom?
Are you a Nickelback fan?
Yeah, I like them.
You are?
I mean, not like I can't name all of their stuff, but I like music. Don't quiz me. on music.
She like music, and some Nickelback has been okay. Yeah, she likes music, and some Nickelback may have come along her ears during that time period. So
I'm just agreeing at this point. Jim told me you all were contrarians and that you were going to give me grief, and I should be prepared and not to take offense.
no,
I'm like,
actually,
I'm great.
hold on. Here, look, you
No.
want to know the biggest setup for doing an 8-Bit Bros show? There are
Ren, do it. Get a game right.
there are two questions.
Good.
No, there are two questions that
Well.
every 8-Bit Bros guest ever mandatorily has to answer.
One question.
Well, it's one question, 2 parts.
Well, we'll get there. Let her
Well,
have a
no,
couple more
let's-
drinks
let's-
so we
let's
can.
go in. No, this is airing our dirty laundry.
Couple of drinks to
Couple more
ponder
wines?
this.
No, this is airing our dirty laundry. This is
Wait, hold on.
literally the point that, like,
Clean.
if you want to be judged, this is the moment where people may specifically start to critique you. Okay? Is in this question. Now,
see that.
we agree that any and all answers are just and appropriate,
Right. No explanation.
none
question.
necessary. All you have to do is provide your information to the questions, and we all agree that that's acceptable.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
none of our opinions have to coincide.
That's right.
Okay, that's cool.
One question.
That's it.
2 parts. Part A. Who is your favorite Batman? Part B. Who is your favorite Bruce Wayne?
They can be the same answer. They can
No
be different. You are
explanation.
not obligated in any way to pair them or separate them.
Best Batman, best Bruce Wayne.
I'm going to defer to J7 on this one.
Oh, no, she's answered it.
Oh, yes.
I
I've
don't-
already answered this
I
question.
don't remember what her answer was.
But I can reiterate.
Yeah, you can't though. It's a guess question. You get asked it. That's it. You can go Adam West.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike
if you just want to, if you don't honestly have any kind of opinion, you can pull something out your ass and just throw it
I'm
there.
gonna go with Alan Rickman.
Ooh.
That's an unusual one.
That is a very unique choice.
And wait, Alan Rickman for
Bad.
Batman.
Okay.
And for Bruce Wayne, Jeremy Irons.
When was Jeremy Irons Batman?
He wasn't.
He was.
He said I could answer however I wanted.
Oh, okay. So we're just like
rules,
fantasy
guys.
casting now.
I don't do rules.
She casted a Bruce Wayne.
She pulled the twist onto the question that's never happened before.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's actually a first. So, like I said, in no way, if you wanted to put yourself on Front Street for judgment, there's things that may be said to what you may have said, but in any way, we didn't want to influence your decision. And actually, you put us with one of the best twists that we've maybe ever been presented.
Alan Rickman and Jeremy Irons.
Now, my question is for Jeremy Irons, would that be the Scar voice, or maybe the voice he did in Die Hard with a Vengeance?
Yeah.
I would say for Bruce Wayne, the voice. If you ever saw the movie Damages,
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
damaged people are dangerous because they know they can survive.
Okay. This
That was
works.
a dark, twisted movie. I loved every minute of it. I read the book. I got the soundtrack. It's Jeremy Irons and Juliette Binoche, and it is twisted and deep and powerful and sensual and disturbing and beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
You said Alan Rickman is Batman?
Yes.
Would we get the Die Hard voice out of him? Yippee-ki-yay.
Any voice out of Alan Rickman, it's going to be good.
I mean that's the not that I don't want to say he was typecasted and made famous by the Die Hard role of Hans Gruber. Hans Gruber.
Yeah, actually, one of my least favorite people on Xbox ever.
As you would say, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Such a fantastic.
Motherfucker.
Or could we get he played Snape, didn't he?
Yeah, he played Snape.
Yeah, we get that voice out of him. That might be a cool Batman.
That would be a weird Batman. That would be like a very snooty Batman.
Isn't he dead?
All I'm
Yeah,
saying is that Batman
He's dead.
kills
Oh, yeah, he is
Joker
dead.
all day.
That's right. I rest in peace to him, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, when he died.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Damn, he would have made a great fucking Batman.
You think so?
I think so.
Hey, Sutter, stay out of the other room.
This conversation, forget this unsocial
I
thing in the kitchen.
like how you turned immediately and looked right at me.
6 squares apart in that kitchen.
You were like, "Are you talking to me?"
Thump, I want to order 2 margarita pies and I'm buying.
He wants
And
pizza.
all I want to fucking do is call.
He's sitting in front. He's sitting in front of a.
All you gotta do is fucking. And they're being.
He's sitting in front of a computer. He could have ordered the fucking pie for delivery already and paid for it. He's sitting in front of a computer.
So what are you trying to do? Are you trying to like call to get a pizza?
I don't know. I'm on his.
Don't you have this?
He literally, for a split second, actually forgot that he was here. And he got involved in that shit going on in the other room, and I brought him back, and he's like, "God
He's
damn
back
it!"
there now, but he's right back there.
He's like, "God damn it! Thank you, Thump. All I want is my pie. Tell these motherfuckers to get me my pie."
I'm telling you, Thump. Jesus fucking Christ! Just order the pizza. I'll
Just
pay.
get his
I don't know,
fucking
Ren.
pie.
Ren, is it fuck, marry, kill, or would you rather?
If I had any of those games here.
Don't start that again.
Wait, you don't
I
have
have-
any of your studio games?
I have fuck, marry, kill here somewhere.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I was like,
Let's-
I got dice. If
Thump.
you got a game.
Hey, Thump, why don't you tell him to put Rock Band on and see him jam
Oh,
out?
here he goes with the
No,
rock
you
band.
can't do that right now.
Rock
That's
band.
outside of the realm of
Get us
what we
thrown
can
off air.
do.
What, we get thrown off?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's illegal to stream music.
Ask yeah, you can't put other people's.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
Facebook,
I know you're going to turn
Facebook
around
is
and say, "Well, you just did that for a commercial break," but I have a license for that.
Actually, no, that never hit the commercial, bruh.
Look, I'm
Well,
just
some
I'm
of
just
it,
a
not
freaking
all of it.
neighbor.
He's like, I
Actually,
from
during
yourself,
that moment, Ren was your guy. He was the one talking.
Oh, who's sending pictures of screen caps?
Did I do that by accident?
That's okay. I'm going to thumbs up that, or I'm going to.
She was like, "Look at all these crazy people I'm dealing with right now."
Like you started talking about Die Hard, and I completely lost interest. So I started looking at all the buttons to play with.
Die Hard, not a Christmas movie, but that shit, I'm out. Look at the
A
button.
Hollywood musical, something with dancing. I'm good.
You squirreled on that completely, huh?
I like completely tuned out. But I want screenshots and snapshots for that I can use for social media too. Because I'd be like, look, I'm hanging out with a bunch of boys and J7, my girl. You know, it's a good night. It's a pandemic party. Like we make the best of a bad situation. We are New Yorkers.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
know how to turn anything into a drinking, social, business, whatever.
Yeah.
I like the fact
Really?
that they are able to turn it into.
Where's he going?
Situation. He's Webb. You never ask these questions and expect a logical answer.
What
Hey,
is
Ren.
that, playing cards?
Hey, Ren.
Oh shit, he does have
What are
them.
playing
I happen to have a small stack
cards?
of fuck, marry, kill.
Really?
He does have FMK cards.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to choose from between the four of you?
No. We'll get to that. So, underground.
Actually,
underground.
we'll say the five of us.
No.
So for the festival, submissions end for certain categories this week.
Actually, all submissions end
All.
tomorrow, the 29th. Well, I guess.
For what?
So the New York Underground Comedy Festival.
Oh, okay.
So after submissions, you mentioned workshops and few other.
The submissions, the comics have to submit their material, and then Jim's going to curate it all and put it all together, and we're going to announce the lineup by Friday, which I think is May 1st, right? If nobody knows what day of the month it is anymore.
No, yeah, but you're
I
right.
think that's May 1st. Yeah.
I know.
I don't know what day it is either.
It's like Blurp Day, they
Yeah.
call it. And it was like weird. Hey, so Friday is I guess maybe he's giving another extra 24 hours. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but basically the 29th is supposed to be the deadline to submit material, whether it's pre-recorded or something new that you want to put together. And pretty much most people will be accepted into the festival. We just want to make it inclusive and just give comics a chance to share their material and give audiences a chance to enjoy it. And then the lineup will be announced a few days later. And then the festival itself is May 4th to 18th. And that will be online for 2 weeks. People can watch it in blocks, specific sections, the whole festival during those 2 weeks. And then the awards show will be the 21st. That's right. The awards show will be the May 21st. And then the live show is Fireball Friday, May 8th from 9 to 10 p.m.
Very cool. I love that. I'll be watching that. That sounds fun.
We're going to send out invitations. It's going to be on social media. So go to nyundergroundcomedy.com. I believe that's the URL. I wrote it down. NYUCF 2020 is the hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
Fireball Friday.
Fireball. Oh, that's
Uh,
it.
this
Ah,
is not-
fireball. She said fireball.
Hashtag Fireball Friday. Yeah. And it's fireballnetwork.com/events.
Yeah, tell us about Fireball Network.
Fireball Network is my company.
Yes, ma'am.
I am the Chief Networking Officer, and we offer a range of services: coaching, business coaching, career coaching, now corporate comedy, where we're producing entertainment shows, special events. I am a professional wing woman, so when we're allowed back out to work a room live and in person, I take people to events and I work the room with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I love people. I really do, and I like empowering people and just professionals. I work with lawyers and accountants and architects and engineers and business owners and creatives. It's really about who are you, what service or product or skill are you selling, Who are you selling it to, and how do you get it out there? And how do you find business and personal opportunities?
That's so cool.
It's creative and strategic. It's artistic
mhm.
and intellectual. It's business and it's people. I'm lucky. I get to do what I love, and I get to work with a lot of really cool people in a lot of different industries, from entertainment to technology. So that's
Very nice.
work. What about you, Jay?
What do? I do lots of things. I'm a streamer, I'm a blogger, I'm a writer. I do this show. I sing.
Do this show.
Where do
She
you
does
sing?
the show. She's our usual Tuesday co-host.
I work for that company that begins with a G.
Okay.
Yeah,
a
she's also a Google employee.
And we don't use that word. We don't use that. We
I
like that.
do.
No, we like that company. And every other time I say companies' names, we get thrown off the internet somewhere. And we are broadcasting on one of her company partnership networks, and I don't want to get thrown off that one. Yeah, that's all I needed was 3.
As long as we're not using Zoom, I think you're safe.
Yeah. Well, we ain't.
You know, they're actually in a very unique position right now, because I've been reading some shit on them lately that is just like, oh, really?
I
What,
blew
Zoom?
up.
Yeah,
I blew up.
they are part of a package deal going somewhere.
Mm,
Going in a
a
shit.
package deal for what?
I don't know anything about that. Oh wait, I do know what you're talking about. I did
A
read
package
something on
deal
the.
for
I don't know
Zoom,
whether
like they're
it
gonna
was
be
rumor mill
acquired?
shit. It's so speculative. It's so speculative that the reason I'm not saying anything really about it is because it's in such a deep speculative area where I'm like, it's possible. It's enough credibility to say plausible, but at the same time, it's.
Yeah,
Okay.
I blew up on a school district today on Facebook and literally reamed them a new asshole.
You blew up on a school district?
Yeah, I
Was
blew.
it a New York school district?
Nope, New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey.
They're using Zoom to do online classes, which is fucking retarded. And they were Zoom bombed by someone who got in. Oh, someone must have gave them the password. No, you're a fucking idiot if you think that. And what did this guy do? But did nothing but project porn for 15 seconds before he got thrown out of the meeting finally. In a school district. In a school district.
Well, you know, New York school districts are not allowed to use Zoom anymore.
No, you know why? Because there's 2,700 programs that are based on learning
Yeah.
that incorporate video features. Zoom doesn't have whiteboards. What are you using it to teach for if you don't have whiteboard capability?
You can share a whiteboard on Zoom.
You can
Yeah, I
you
think
can share it.
what happened, unfortunately, was that a lot of teachers were told, you need to move to distance learning, and
Yes.
you need to do it next week. And they were offered no resources and no knowledge, and
The
they
IT
just did
guy.
whatever they could. You know,
That's the
they were
IT
not
guy
thinking of, oh, well, is this the most secure tool? Like, that's not what, that was not on the top of
I blame the school superintendent of New Jersey or any state personally responsible for this. You're a cheap motherfucker. You told your IT guy, we got to go to distance learning, and it can't cost us an arm and a leg. So they go, well, Zoom's free.
Hey, Deena.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Webb's an IT guy.
That's right. 20
Yeah.
Like if you heard a certain amount of hostility in that when he said those words, it's because he speaks from the root when he talks about it.
I mean, what I will say, regardless of technology, whoever's to blame, the fact is this has all happened so quickly, so new. Nobody was prepared for it.
No.
To me, the Zoom bombing and the porn, that's like so 4 weeks ago.
I
Like
know.
they've addressed stuff from week to week. There's safeguards now in place. I got Zoom bombed in a cocktail party / a Ask Me Anything on marketing and branding. And I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't so pissed off. I was more pissed off that they shut it down. I was like, I'm enjoying this. It's after 6, a bunch of adults. These men are
enjoying being Zoom bombed.
And that's the the perfect time for that is in an AMA. Ask me.
Yeah.
That's
It's
a
such
perfect
a
time.
it's
Not
such a
really the Zoom
weird.
mobbing
It's
that's
such
the major issue there. It's more of the information they collect and what
Mm-hmm.
they do with your data.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
It's
big
such an
problem.
interesting perspective
What do
for
you mean, like
me.
nobody else collects your data? Come on.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, but the thing about it is the knowledge base of where your data is going. Like there are certain like when you read your cookie policies, there are certain implications that are recognized. You know what the chain of command is, kind of with most of these companies.
right.
You know
Yes.
where your evidence is going to be filtered out to, and I'm very puzzled by the fact that like there's a lot of corporations that are very well endowed with Zoom,
Mhm.
but there are a large subset of internet users that don't even know where the fuck Zoom came from. All of a sudden, it was the thing that everybody had to use the moment the pandemic started. And they were already using other things. You've got guys and gals that are coming out of the Slack infrastructure. You've got guys and gals that are coming out of Discord. You've got guys and gals that are coming through
Skype,
TeamSpeak. You've got
Teams.
all these people that are coming out of all of these other pre-built infrastructures. And then Zoom becomes the one that, like, Today's Show was telling you on TV, Zoom, baby.
Yeah.
And it's like, holy shit, where did this dude in Zoom? And it seems to be because you talk to IT professionals and you ask them about Zoom, and they go, yeah, it was security riddled from the jump. Like when they knew about it originally, even though the average public didn't know about it, or maybe corporate markets knew about it, it was still laden with security issues.
Yeah.
Zoom
It
deal-
has major security issues. I'm not allowed to use Zoom at my job at all.
The Zoom deal was them going to Oracle for cloud-based content now.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what just happened today.
Yeah, they passed over Microsoft and AWS.
Yeah, Oracle is the company that's carrying them now, right?
I still take the attitude that we're all learning, and I used Zoom for my coaching sessions for years, so I was familiar with the basics. I know it was used more for enterprise. It wasn't meant to be used the way it's being used now, but
Yeah.
Oh no,
Right?
it's definitely a learning experience.
Yeah.
It was just a weird escalation to be the number one position.
And to go from 10 million users to 300 million in a matter of weeks.
But it was a product of the fact that they gave away 40-minute free conference calls.
So it
So
AOL'd its way.
forced. Yeah, well, what it did was it forced people to, coming from a business world where half my day is spent in meetings.
Where Skype is the dominant software that's free for
No.
and
Actually, Google Hangouts
See,
in my company is the
I don't
dominant
even want to
software.
I don't even want to misrepresent this moment. Like I want to talk to the people who are involved
Wait,
in that
can I
level
finish
of
my
transfer.
statement?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I? So what it forced people to do was, instead of having your hour meetings, for people that didn't have a Google Suite or Office 365 or whatever other office environment where you had everything in one place environment, it forced people to take their meetings from being an hour long to 40 minutes. It was an efficiency thing. It was a no-brainer. It didn't cost anybody anything. It was, we don't know how long we're going to be doing this. So many unknowns at that point in time. We're talking and talking about can't use Zoom. All of the problems with Zoom are on the free side.
Yeah.
Right.
None of the problems with Zoom are on the business corporate side.
Well,
No, it's very true, because I had a very extensive conversation after we talked about this with my DevOps guy who was in charge with vetting Zoom to bring into our company. And he went through a very extensive vetting process because we deal with what? clinical trials.
No shit, I know that.
So
Yeah.
therefore,
Which is
everything that
detrimental.
we do has to be anonymous. Every conversation we have has to be secure.
Right, but
There
the
is no
majority of
if, ands,
people-
ors, or buts about it.
Right.
The majority of people using Zoom are not using the paid version.
If you're using the paid version,
I am.
especially version 5.0, you're fine.
Yes, but most people are not using that version. Most people are using the free version.
Because
Yeah, but that's
people
where
want free.
Yeah, but that's where the conflict of this moment that I'm talking about is where it was perpetuated as the version of communication of
Right.
free software. How did
See-
how did that moment come into existence?
I gotta
I'm
jump
not
in here.
arguing its validity
Brand
on the
get hurt.
paid side. I'm kind of curious to figure out how it got to where it was. It wasn't really known except for in certain
Yes.
sects of
Right.
people.
People are using Zoom for sex.
No, that's
I mean,
I'm just getting bored
mean-
with the same conversation.
that's Snapchat, Deena. That's
I mean,
Snapchat.
maybe.
And Ren, you're talking about anonymity and exclusivities and everything's got to be clinical trials, which involves HIPAA. Then why the fuck would you use a piece of software that has zero end-to-end encrypted communication? So anybody can hack in and listen or record it, which is exactly what the fuck is going on. I see it all over the dark web. Thousands of fucking inside information recordings, Zoom meetings for sale. Here's fucking XYZ company talking about what their projected fucking numbers are going to be for next month when they have to report to the SEC about what the fuck's going on in the world, and they're fucked. Here you go. You want to buy it? You want to buy it? Because here it is. I can buy it right for you right now if you want. I buy it for you right now. 45 Bitcoin to buy XYZ's communications because Zoom, zero end-to-end encryption. The software we're using right now, which is free and can handle 50 people, is end-to-end encrypted.
So what about the new Facebook Zoom killer that came out?
It's Facebook. It's trash.
Stealing all of Zoom's technology to put out a competing product.
Zoom stole all their technology. Look where they came from. They're Google and fucking Cisco. That's Google Chat and WebEx. The two guys who created Zoom are the two guys who created that software. So it's stolen technology too. It's just like fucking Waymo crying, "You stole our self-driving technology." Everybody's got it anyway. What the fuck's the difference? Slide to unlock.
Question?
Go ahead.
No, seriously, I'm listening because you're obviously, tech expert. For example, we're using Zoom for a comedy show. What else would we? So far, we think we are.
Zoom
but what
for a
else would we
comedy show?
use?
There's no problem with using Zoom for a comedy show. Absolutely. That, you know what? Let it get stolen.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that.
See, no, Web.
Like, what
all right.
do we use?
Well, okay, I see your point. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't,
and what the
you
fuck?
don't want.
Damn, what a
What else
slide
do we-
fucking approach,
I don't think a hacker is me as an ex-hacker. I wouldn't be trying to hack in and steal the comedy show. I'm gonna focus my energy on stealing the bank around the block's personal K1 call, so I can get all the nitty-gritty details and sell it on the dark web.
So to answer your question, I guess I have an exploratory question, which is, how are you using Zoom for a comedy show? Are you just inviting people to watch live?
So this is it, right? We're all still learning. And in the past couple weeks, I know Jim has been to a ton of shows. I've been to a ton of Zoom calls, webinars, and meetings for coaching and training. So I'm learning from that perspective. From a comedy show perspective, there's the webinar function, there's the meeting function, there's different ways you can arrange it so that you can mute all the audience or have certain people unmuted, so you have kind of let's say 10 or 20 friends and family.
You run it as a
moderation.
webinar.
Yeah.
You run it as a webinar is the way you do
Right.
it.
Right, and there's protections from the hecklers and the idiots, and also you can have the waiting room registration. But honestly, if there's something else, we're all learning this as we go along, so I'd love to know what else.
So
Okay, hold on, Jay,
I've been using a lot of-
Jay, hold on. I want you to approach your question that you have currently from the fact of a known Twitch community evolution, okay?
Next
From a
phase.
known, you already see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a learning curve that
Yeah.
I didn't just understand until this conversation.
Yeah.
Because
That's totally true.
because if you look at what happens over that process and the fact of what people know now versus just in TV,
Yeah. Content. Yeah.
and now we're dealing with the rest of the world getting involved in that conversation.
It was a platform that was nothing but an illegal streaming platform that turned out to be
It's
sucked
a
up, bought
very,
by
it's
Amazon,
a
and it's
very
called.
different world.
It was so different.
And
It was
and
so
and
scrappy and so cool.
and Discord evolved out of that world, and Twitch evolved out of that world, and these are worlds that know how to communicate live.
Yeah.
Like live from the moment, this is what I'm doing, this is what's going on, this is what's happening right now. Communication on every aspect, every level.
Yeah. I
Of-
mean, if I
of
was gonna run a
share.
comedy show, I'd probably just start a Twitch channel.
There's we're in the middle of a weird time right now though.
Yeah.
What we're talking about from Zoom,
Would you go to Twitch
Zoom
or
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like literally for the Twitch population, literally for all of the gaming community, all of the live interaction online community, all the incels, we'll call them. This literally is the strangest communication platform that you've ever introduced to the society.
What, Zoom?
Yeah.
Or Twitch?
Zoom.
Zoom?
Yeah, Zoom's
Yeah,
weird.
It's really strange. You know, I think we talked about this last week, but
We tried.
but it's always, and this is not the first time this has happened. You know, usually you'll have all these various sets of tools that accomplish one thing or the other, right? Like
Right.
Zoom is where you're conferencing, but you also have Hangouts, and you also have Skype, and you also have whatever Microsoft has now that's not this.
Teams and
but
Slack
yeah,
and
Teams and whatever. And then what?
I'm just. Why wouldn't you're talking Twitch? Why wouldn't you go to Steam and use
no,
their fucking
because
stand-up?
they're such an ancient technology that we don't need to mention them. That's
Yeah, but
why
they have-
we're
they-
so Steam is so devolved from the initial platform that we're trying to speak from just to catch
They
up
have
with
the software
Zoom.
already. They have the software already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, not Steam. Steam, no.
But
But
Steam,
they have
Steam is
software. It's
ancient
called Comedy Night.
technology. Steam is ancient technology. We figure everybody knows how to use it. Everybody knows what it's capable of.
But I don't think that was the question. The question was, what would you use? And I'm thinking to myself flat out, why wouldn't you go straight to Steam, who already has the software called Comedy Night, which is live stand-up comedy, either head-to-head against performers or in front of a live audience.
Actually, they have the best overlay.
Yeah.
Because
Best-
that's
yeah.
what we would call it at this moment. It would be
Okay.
the best over. Bye, Sutter.
Bye.
You out?
Yeah.
that
Currently,
woman
Steam.
sitting
Night.
She's
Nice
still
to meet
there.
you.
Yeah, currently Steam has the best overlay for
Yeah.
that kind of platform. And it is what you're talking about. It's the ability for somebody to be given a mic, create a character, go up, do their shit. They get to do whatever the parameters have been set for the lobby. They get to go up and do their show.
Okay.
And
So I think-
everybody else is a live participant. Anybody else that wants to join the lobby is a live participant.
I'm going to say goodbye. I'm sorry not to jump away, but I'm going to say goodbye to my company.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Quick question though, when you're talking about this program, I mean, first of all, please talk to Jim about it, because he's been doing all kinds of research and we're looking into different programs. So if he doesn't already know about it, I'm sure he'd love to know.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a very unique perspective that wasn't literally up until you brought the perfect words to the conversation. I didn't really understand the situation that I was a part of or dealing with.
Yeah, it just
Like
I
there was
wasn't.
something
I
that
think
just
I saw
clicked.
something that Jim was trying to do, but I didn't really understand like what it was, and I was like, I'm not getting involved in this.
Yeah, there was
I don't
something
know
that
what it
just
is.
clicked
So
that we could definitely
yeah.
Okay, but-
definitely help this.
So here's the thing, right? The goal is to put on a comedy show for people to watch. And I mean, we've all seen like Broadway's done this and some of the big organizations, and there's pros and cons. Like they did a big Stephen Sondheim 90th birthday celebration. They had a massive technical glitch when it started half an hour late. But you know what? The performers were amazing. Like things, nobody can prepare for this 6 months in advance. We're all truly learning and flying by the seat of our pants.
Yes.
But so like I think everyone just needs to first of all just be understanding, especially because
Oh, yeah.
we're doing this, you know, on our own time. Like Jim even, because I was getting a little not frantic today, but was like, I have to get this done. He's like, listen, it's the middle of a pandemic. We will do the best we can, and that's it. He's like, don't overstress yourself. But that being said,
And he's very accurate with that statement, though. Me and J7, even in our frantic conversation of us realizing other things, we are also completely understanding. We don't want to change anything right now. We're not trying to step in and do anything.
No.
We're just talking about the holy shit. There are implications of things that we weren't even looking at when we're talking about a learning curve of like shit that we've already been a part of and how to integrate these two worlds. Because
Right, and
there's
I think-
definitely a level of communication that hasn't been seen yet.
No, and the idea that there were just specific, like just the fact that everyone started using Zoom to me was really bizarre.
Yes.
Because it's not the best tool, it's not the most popular tool. It's
can I get specific?
It's just kind of a random thing that happened, even though there was all this other stuff that was already in place that people just didn't know about, right?
Can I get back to so on a very specific topic, the comedy show, right? Like
yes.
We didn't obviously this is all like we're pulling it together. This is some of the research we've done. Other shows have been done using Zoom, but the very specific issues are like specific to comedy shows. For the other platforms that you mentioned, you said stream, comedy night, right? With the audience, because here's one of the issues. If you get hecklers or if you get people that can just come in and start commenting, it's disruptive because you don't want that, like you want some laughter, but you want only a limited amount of people who you know and trust, because otherwise the hecklers will start and that will completely derail and disrupt the show.
There's all right. In counterpoint to exactly what you're saying, though, there is a degree of people that are known as chat moderators.
Okay, right.
And there are also a degree of bots that are capable of regulating a certain degree of control over that live chat.
But you don't have a chat running while the comics are performing.
Oh,
do you?
yes. You definitely do.
I don't okay, and you can have that like in a regular Zoom or even on Facebook where you see comments, but what if you don't want that running? Like from my standpoint, when I do programs, I find that as soon as people start writing in the chat function, they might as well be on their phones. They're not paying attention to that 5 or 7 minute set. They're losing focus. Think about it. You're either focused on the comedian, you're listening to him or her, or you start typing comments and reading what someone else says. You've just lost the joke.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. So you want a platform that allows for some commenting, but not too much commenting, or no commenting at all?
If somebody wants to do kind of like with crowd work, right?
Oh, it would be sub mode versus emote mode versus like open chat. Plebs versus subs is essentially what this breaks down to.
Well,
Come
no,
out for that.
like
They allow you to be voted on.
Yeah, subs would be responsible during the time period of knowing what the time is designated for, where the plebs are the people who are just unruly hecklers in the group.
We don't want them because it's going to ruin it for the comics and it's going to ruin it for the audience.
Right. We understand their inability to comment. It's where chat moderation comes into play. But you're talking about a time frame where you want the comedian to do their set. Now, how is the comedian just supposed to do their set? Do you want them to have any fan interaction during that time frame?
Maybe at the beginning, maybe at the end. It would also depend on the comedian, right?
So,
like if it was
not during the set.
Right. So
let's say no, because there's so many unknowns and it's just let's say no. Let's say beginning and end of the set, but not in the meat of it.
Well, can you lock comments after a certain point and then unlock them at the end?
That's a good idea. You also don't want the comic to be distracted. Like as much as I could say I'm performing and I'm not going to read, if I start seeing comments flowing and let the incels, there's going to be women comics. We're going to get the nasty. Women comics will get nasty comments. You don't want to distract your performers with that. It's hard enough to perform to a camera and not have that energy and feed off people live and in person. That if you start throwing words in front of them, it's not fair to anybody.
So wait, just to back up for a second, you keep bringing up incels. Like, do you have a lot of those that you think would attend your comedy show?
I mean, I hope not, but yeah, it's like law
that
of
should be
averages.
a major concern. Do you think there's going to be a lot of trolling?
Well, that's the whole thing is that what we have to prevent. So for right now, we were going to use Zoom because it allows for registration, individual registration tied to that email. You can have a waiting room. But I like what you're saying about, and I didn't understand half of it about the plebs and the subs. I mean, I think subs and doms, but that's a different story for a different night. Right?
That'll
it's
work.
about control, people.
We're in after hours now, so that'll work perfectly.
It's always after hours during a pandemic.
Yeah.
I almost wore my corset tonight.
Oh, stop it. I'll go put mine on.
What color is yours?
That depends. What's your favorite color?
You had to think about that a little too long.
No, I didn't. I was really good with that one.
You did. You deflected well.
The beer that made me stumble.
What?
It was the beer that made me stumble. Oh, and by the way, J7, I have a new one for your Is It Gay book. Your log of my Is It Gay? It's not gay for two men to be in a tub together as long as there's bubbles involved.
Really? That's not gay?
That's not gay.
I thought that would actually double down on the amount of gay.
No, if there's bubbles, cover things up, it's
Doesn't
not gay.
that violate the other rule you had in your book? Whereas as long as you don't touch, it's not gay? So now it's only not gay if there are bubbles, but you can touch.
No, you can't touch.
You want to know what's really gay?
What?
Gay bashing in 2020. Homophobia in 2020.
Yeah,
That's
true.
just there's no excuse for it.
No, we see it all the fucking time now, and you're absolutely right. There's zero excuse for it. Zero.
But
And
I
look-
just had to say that. And
Well,
then
no, we just I just had this conversation on Facebook the other day. My comment on Facebook, and this is where I think even Thump was like, "That's fucking disgusting," was one of his comments. If you are,
I get drug under this bus.
no, because I'm pretty sure you commented. If you are a gay man in this pandemic and have or had COVID and want to go for an antibody test, don't bother.
Why?
Because they won't accept your blood because you're homosexual.
But what does that have to do with whether you're immune?
I have not had any connection with any statement there as such.
No, I thought you agreed that it was. Anyway.
No, I haven't had
I thought-
any statement on any comment related anywhere remotely close to anything like what you're stating currently.
Okay, I thought you had.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Like, what
It's
would you
pathetic. Like,
being
right.
gay have to do with your immunity from a virus? That
Well,
it's unconnected.
old-fashioned stereotypes and discrimination and stupidity, and it's not science anymore. But can we get back to the comedy show technology? 'Cause I'm really interested. No, I'm serious. Like,
No.
I'm even taking notes. I'm on a radio show. I'm taking notes. I didn't know it'd be homework. I just wanted a drink and talk about sex and comedy. But okay.
Well, it turned into a really good conversation.
Great
It-
conversation about.
and a
it's
lot of smart minds throwing ideas out. And I say that with utmost respect and truth behind that, because that's what I think. You know, it's tough. There is no one piece of software that makes everything work right. You know, Zoom's being talked about. Thump and Jess are like, whoa, wait a second, this is Twitch. I mean, you can go over and do this on a lot of different streaming platforms. You got something like Comedy Night, which looks like it could be great, but antiquated. I don't know how far development went on that software. I mean, they allow for you to be heckled, or they allow for the audience to egg you on, like, yeah, you're doing a good job. I mean, they go so much as to put a voting system in to have a head-to-head of who's the better comic, and, you know, who isn't, who is, and vote on your comics.
Like vote applause meter or whatever, like vote for popularity content. Yeah.
But is that software going to work for this instance? I have no idea.
You have to test it out.
Right.
Maybe do like a practice instance or something and see if it works.
We have a week and a half. Like,
But it
we're
also
literally
becomes a
pulling this
limited
together.
audience, because I don't want to say limited audience. Maybe it becomes a limited performer because that software is only PC based.
Oh my God, seriously?
Yeah, turns out,
that?
Comedy Night, which, like I said, again, looks like Dynamite software. It's only PC based, and that doesn't help the guy who is going to do stand up from his living room, whether it's live or recorded on his iPhone on a tripod.
Yeah.
That don't work. That don't help. Or, it doesn't work that way. That doesn't help at all. So,
There may be a market for you to invent, to create one. I'm not being facetious. I'm being serious.
no, it immediately gets me to thinking of a few of the comedy people in the industry that we know, and like, why don't you put some cash behind this idea?
Creatively, what do we need? Technically, what do we need?
Yeah.
All the damn thing. Because unfortunately, I mean, we are going to have limited live opportunities for quite some time. And this may not, this pandemic, like the virus may come back again. So if we are prepared and start thinking about how do we integrate virtual and recorded and create a virtual event that's still engaging and that you can have audience participation, but from a technical level, I mean, that's a business.
Oh, those dirty
That's right.
socialites.
Or you could even do like, if you wanted to keep it really simple, I'm a fan of like StreamYard and
That's good
the
software.
StreamYard and YouTube integration works really, really well. Especially if you want to, control how people see it. And I think, on YouTube, the tools are actually really detailed now. Like you can turn off comments, you can leave them on, you can
options,
and it'll be live, right? And it's live, but you can also keep the video is available for replay immediately.
Here's a question though: can people then download it, like audience, because you want to protect the comics from having their material recirculated by somebody else?
Well, the way that you would download it would be illegal anyway.
But is it easy to do? Because people don't care if it's legal or not.
It's about as easy as screen capturing.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to capture stuff these days.
So if people are really determined to do it, they're going to do it.
I mean, everything's protected, but I can go and download YouTube videos, no problem. You're not supposed to be able to.
Like the platform that we're using for the festival, it's Zerb, and they're a fairly new company, so they're still working it out, obviously. But it's a good platform because it's unlike YouTube. You can't just you can't pull stuff. The only people who can pull their material off of it are the comics. So it only lives there for those 2 weeks. Nobody can take it off that platform or do anything with it. They get to consume it. They get to watch it in the order that it's. So the blocks will be curated in a certain order, and you can choose a block or the whole festival. but there will be a flow to it. And then after those 2 weeks, it's gone. Nobody can, I mean, yeah, I guess you could videotape your screen. Like you said, there's always a way, but basically, other than that, there's no way you can pull it. And
It qualifies under the same pretense of the comedy show that we produced, which we were told we couldn't divide it up into individual segments. We could rerun it in its entirety, but we couldn't pull comics out of it.
Interesting.
Like that was the blanket license that we were given when we produced our last comedy show.
Yeah.
Is that we could film it live, publish it live, but we couldn't break down the segments.
Yeah, and use them.
And use them that the comedians had property over each of those.
Yeah. That is exactly true.
Yeah, that was our last comedy show that we did, the A-Bib Rose, on Ironic Media Network.
Cool.
So I'm very curious. There are other people doing these living room live comedy shows. I'd like to see how they're doing it.
Living Room Live?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tiny
Living
desk
room-
concerts from like NPR and shit like that. Like that, the entire philosophy behind that is so beloved right now.
Yeah, I know Brent Peller is a comedian is doing it. He's doing a living room live comedy stand-up, people coming in doing stuff. I don't know if I
What
have.
are they doing? Are they doing it on YouTube or how?
Yeah, it's being posted on YouTube, but I don't know any of the tech that's running behind it. And I haven't really. I know of it. I haven't
They're
watched
still doing Kill Tonys.
it. Yeah. Yeah. But I haven't watched it to see what any of the technology behind it is. Like, Thumping, you guys know, I've been watching a ton of content coming from independent players. I've been watching concerts and
Yeah, you're involved in a musical platform a whole lot heavier.
yeah,
this
right now
season.
a whole lot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that whole Post Malone
Was that
and
shit not dope
Nirvana,
as
that
fuck?
was actually really cool.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
That
that
was
shit was
really
dope as
nice.
fuck.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed
look,
that.
where Webb gained all credibility for me was the Cypress Hill show.
It's from the song.
Not for anything. The Cypress Hill show was unbelievable. And the technology they were using to produce their show is still better than what Post Malone put into his show.
And he spent money to put those cams in. Those were Robotech cams,
Well,
man.
now,
It was money.
You know Post and his bass player were in the same house.
They're all
Yeah,
in
they were in the same house.
No,
were all-
Travis was
Yes.
not. No, Travis
were
was
all-
at home.
No, he's with them.
No, Travis was at home.
No, they've all been chilling in fucking Post's house for a month.
No, I actually checked in to find out whether or not that was really true, and Travis was at home.
Really? So
Uh-huh.
that's actually a little more impressive than I gave them credit for. Because that means
I was worried about who was
somebody
keeping
was
tempo.
someone was doing post.
I told you I've been
No
so
posts on that, it was
concerned.
live.
I've been so concerned about how these lives are going down. That the tempo adjustments. That's why I was so impressed with Cypress Hill.
Yeah.
Is because I know Cypress Hills was 3 different locations. And
Yeah,
then Travis was tempo for the band. And he was not in house.
How is that
I
even
don't.
happening then?
Like
That's really difficult. There's a delay.
Well, not necessarily. No, it depends on what's
No,
over.
there are 4 underlying companies right now that I think are dealing with this, but I don't know necessarily who they actually are.
That's really interesting. Because there's usually at least a couple of seconds delay.
No,
Again, I need more proof that Travis wasn't there because everything I know says they were all there and they've been there together for a month. They've all been chilling together for a month. So Travis
I
is
don't
on the
understand
new
why
album.
Travis would leave his family that long.
He's on the new album.
And
They've been recording it right in his fucking in the other house.
So I have a favor to ask. I can't answer that question, obviously, because I'm not in their house. But because you're obviously all doing this research and looking at, is it possible to put together a list of these platforms and the pros and cons? Now, music is going to be different than comedy because, music, you perform it, whether or not there's an audience, it doesn't have the same impact as with the comedy and the interaction.
True.
But would it be possible to start putting together that list and talk to Jim, even tomorrow, and let's see, maybe we will, I don't know, maybe we still have to go with Zoom because it's next Friday night for now, but obviously we're going to be in this situation for a while and we want to start producing. I know I want to start producing all kinds of comedy shows with teams of people who are experienced at it. I have a huge corporate network that's dying to come to these shows and support the charities. So if we can figure out the technology options, this is it's a chance for innovation.
That's exactly what I've been doing research on for the last week and a half now is how is everybody doing this? What's the software platforms that they're using? Because
well,
I've seen
there are certain criteria that they've exceeded that we didn't necessarily. We knew it was possible, but we didn't know who was actually testing the software. And
Right.
now we're seeing the companies that are actually testing these platforms. It as doing the 8-Bit Bro show, there are things we do. I'm in North Carolina. These two guys are in New Jersey. You're in New
I'm
York.
producing the show.
I'm producing the show. The one thing we constantly concern ourselves with is the fluidity of everything. We don't want to step on each other, and if we do, we want people to hear the interruption. We don't want the interruption to cut out the other speaker. We want that transference of the natural conversation. Like, if Webb steps on me, then the people should hear that moment. And that's what we've been doing since we've been doing this show, is trying to be on that edge of figuring out who's got the best opportunity for us to be the most live interaction that we can have.
Mhm.
Who
Right.
are your listeners? Who's your audience?
our audience is predominantly male, 30,
What?
35 to 45.
Predominantly male.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a little bit of a bear. I mean,
Yeah. And their majority is in the tech industry.
Really? I didn't know that part.
Yeah, predominantly tech industry. We have quite a bit of blue collar groups coming up behind that. But the last stats I looked at was 35 to 45 tech industry.
And what do they want to hear or learn from you, or is it just the personalities? Like, why do they come to the show?
I would love
entertained.
I would love to know that from a personal one-on-one with our audience.
We should do that, you guys.
Yeah, we-
And have a.
We should totally do that. We
We
should
don't get
do a
feedback.
live
survey.
Q&A.
Why not?
We should
An
do. Oh my
AMA.
god, we should do an AMA.
Yeah, it's,
That
yeah.
would be so cool. We should do
Live.
like a 8-Bit Bros AMA.
We can shoot it to Reddit too, no problem. We could do it live on Reddit video AMA. Have people call right in.
Yeah.
And you
Nice.
can do different topics. Like, you can choose one day a week to do it, AMA Tuesday or whatever, for argument's sake. Do like polling survey, whatever. Say, here's 10 topics, rate them. I mean, I'm a big believer in getting your information from your audience. What do they want? Like, engage them. And they'll start bringing more people along, because you don't want to talk at somebody. You want to talk with them.
Yeah. And you know what? One thing that is true, I think, in general, is if you feel like you've been part of the process, you know, you are way more. You become a super fan,
Well,
right?
you're
like,
way
yeah,
more
they
invested
listened
in
to
the
me,
project.
and they made this for me. I'm gonna go tell these 5 people because I know that they trust my opinion, and you know they're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah, because who are you doing the show for, right? And user experience goes into it. What do they want to know? What do you want to? And it also goes back to what do you want to talk about? And you want to talk to your audience about the things that you both care about equally or differently. But I think that'd be so cool to do that.
I don't disagree.
Well, like, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, welcome to the 8-Bit Bros. This is kind of just what we've been doing, but
yeah,
I'll help facilitate if I can, because just the whole engagement and I love that. Yeah.
8-Bit Bros are very good about chatting about anything. I mean, didn't we talk fucking LARPing last week?
well, that was a weird moment for us. Like that was me and Webb. We got
Right,
done
yeah.
with an 8-Bit Bros show.
Finished up, wrapped up.
Like
Tuesday
finished
night.
up, wrapped up, walked away. We were packing up the bags. Me and Webb were like, Ren had other shit going on. Me and Webb were like, all right, man, that was a good show. You know, that was pretty cool. And his phone lit up, and I'm like, did you just get a text? And only because I saw it happen, he had his phone light up. I was like, did you just get a text? He was like, yeah. He looks at it.
Fuck are we game with?
He was like, oh, that's just somebody we game with, man. I'm not fucking with that. He was like, it was good show. We're gonna go on about it. I'm like, no. I'm like, answer.
Then my
it.
phone rang. Yeah, my phone rang. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
I'm like, answer it. He's like, it's
Next
the
thing-
same person. I'm like, answer it. Answer it.
Next thing you know, 20 minutes later, we're being interviewed for a podcast.
All of a sudden, all of a sudden, we're on another podcast. We didn't even know that shit was happening.
That's hilarious.
We joked about it with J7 the week before about finishing a podcast and then having a conversation that lasted a whole nother one.
Right, yeah.
After the fact.
We were on till 1 a.m, just bullshitting after show. Yeah.
Ow.
But then turned around in the very next week, me and Webb do a show, close it, and then all of a sudden end up on another show.
Yeah.
And we're like, wait, what just happened? Like, we had to hang up from that conversation, get together with each other and go, what did we just do? Sounds like another podcast. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Well, I got a recording for us, too. It's like, all right. Well, then I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. We just had to walk away at that point. We were done.
Can you believe there is a shortage on Zorbs right now?
On what?
On a Zorb. I so
What's
want
a Zorb?
A human hamster ball.
I was going to say, this is his 1965 ass fucking showing up and going, hey.
A huge human hamster ball.
Yes.
So
Where
you
do you even get that, and what do you use it for?
It's an
in this
inflatable
pandemic,
toy.
out in public.
Yeah, it's an inflatable toy. It was kind of one of the things that came out of the Bubba Boy movie.
Yeah, a Zorb.
Oh, okay.
Was a
So do
Zorb.
people actually walk around in those?
Yeah, you can. The only problem is you might start to feel lightheaded after a little while from lack of oxygen.
From lack of oxygen?
Yeah, from lack of
that
oxygen.
could happen.
There's only a hole to get in, not to get
Right.
out the other side.
That's right. But can you believe there's a shortage on these? I want one. They're fucking expensive though.
What do you use it for, though? What do you use it
Come
for?
on, just rolling up to the deli and trying to get in the front door. That's fucking comedy gold right there.
God, that's like, wait, that's the ultimate pandemic accessory.
She gets it.
Pass
me a beer.
Gets it.
And you can decorate it however you want. It's a statement of who you are. You
And
know,
no-
match your outfit. You're
look.
protected.
Look, no one could take your
Informative.
decorations off because you put them on the inside. So you could like go into the store to deliver a big bag of dicks and just have little dicks all over the place. And the cops can't do anything. There's nothing. It's on the inside. They can't get at it. You could roll up to your enemy's house in a plastic bubble.
Are they
with
gonna pop
black
your
dicks.
bubble? Is that
Well,
the
that
first time? Is that the first time in history the cops will literally burst your bubble?
Oh boy.
I want
Well,
one.
speaking of bubbles, there's
They're
no segue.
$977 plus. Are you ready for this? $295 shipping on Amazon.
I knew it. I knew
why
that was gonna
just-
be.
It should be like a balloon or a condom where you can blow it up and expand and contract. Like, it's a bubble. Why can't you just flatten it, pack it up, and then like
'Cause
stick it in an envelope?
I think it's some really thick ass PVC plastic. What is it?
They need to.
Hey, Ren, you,
1 mil.
Ren, you are clearly being targeted here.
When
It's
is that anything new?
hold on. Here we go. Lol.
His
Lol. The question is, can you recycle the CO2 inside with a scrubber or something like that? Also, park your Fiat inside one and drive it.
Yo, this one for $1,000 is the one they roll down hills with people in it. This thing is very durable.
Where do you store it though? Like it
That-
won't fit in
that
a
is-
city apartment.
Store it. I'm
Hey.
gonna live in this thing.
Hey, Ren, and just so you know, that's right to the point.
Yeah.
That is to the point.
It's got a harness on the inside too, so you don't like get killed.
Oh, got a hard.
Yeah, but see, Webb, in the
That's
directions it would
wood.
say, hold on to the harness, and because you don't like being told what to do, you wouldn't hold on.
That is true.
So
but-
you'd be one of those
strap
assholes that would go ass over tea kettle all the way down the hill
No,
because you weren't holding the fuck on.
But you got to strap into it. It's not.
No,
like-
you wouldn't do that either because in the directions it would say, make sure you strap in. You'd be like, fuck that, I'm not wearing a seatbelt.
No fucking way. I don't
No,
trust.
he would
friends.
misread it and think that they wanted him to wear a
I don't
strap
trust
on.
seatbelt.
No.
Yeah, but he would do that.
Webb
No,
is
he's
the one
right,
that
you're right.
misreads it.
You're-
Webb is
you're
the
wrong.
one that misreads it and says, "Wait, so I'm
I might-
supposed to wear a strap on?"
I might put it on wrong, but I don't trust my friends. This little fucker with his Matchbox car would come and hit me down the road, doing, 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 right down Route 9. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
talk to me Friday. I might
don't
not have a
trust
little
you.
Matchbox car anymore.
Oh yeah, what you moving up to?
Takes 1 to 2 weeks to get it too. Damn
I
it.
might not be moving up. I might be adding to the family.
What?
That's what you said. You were looking at the Jeep.
Oh, I
Oh,
might have
you're
found-
back. You're back in Wrangler mode.
Yeah, I'm back in Wrangler mode. Big time.
Yeah,
All right.
dude, I was actually sent a piece of literature on my 2017 Wrangler, which I'm like, you're.
I'm
ri-
not looking that.
I was like, you're wrong. I have a 2015 Jeep Patriot, but it's a
Yeah,
little
right.
bit older and a lot smaller. But I saw
Well,
that
it-
and I was like, I really would like a 2017 or newer Jeep Wrangler, though that wouldn't be bad.
I'm gonna drop in Slack exactly what I'm going to look at
we're
Friday.
Jeep people over there, Deena. If you didn't
Yeah,
know,
I'm a city. Honestly, like I'm a city girl. I can drive. I have a license, but
You don't own a car.
you know, it's like MTA. You know, BMW best metro walk. These days, it's just going to be whatever's in walking distance because I'm not hitting public transit for a while. But I am going to sign off if that's okay.
Yeah,
I had such a blast with all of you. Really, thanks for having me. And I'm looking forward to the interactive show and our tech advice show, like anything I can do to support you and obviously the festival and the shows. But it's
Well,
been a
you
great night.
Give it up.
Cheers.
That's for sure.
Cheers.
Deena in the house. Make sure you check her out.
Fireball and Friends.
Fireball Network. At
Fireball
Fireball Network, if I'm not mistaken.
FireballNetwork.com, Fireball Friday, New York Underground Comedy Festival, our 3 amazing charities are God's Love We Deliver, Art Cube Army, and support comedians. So
Yeah.
I hope you'll join us as we celebrate laughter, hope, and community.
Very cool.
Check it out, people. Friends of New Media Comedy Studios, home of the 8-Bit Bros. Support each other. Do the right thing. Check out what's going on. Donate, donate, donate. I can't tell you how many things I've donated to, whether it's even $1. Donate.
Do it.
I gave money. 4.3 million bucks he raised, by the way. 8.3 million people have watched that video. I've given
That's
money
crazy.
to so many stupid things.
Hey, Thump, go look in Slack.
Somebody making masks
Oh, that's
and, you know,
pretty.
donating them.
I'm going to look at it Friday.
Yeah, that is nice.
Dude, it's FYC.
I know you're not a fan of the 4-door, and neither am I.
No,
but
it's
after,
FYC. It's FYC colors. It wins.
I've been looking for an orange Wrangler for a good 2 to 3 months.
Webb.
I found one.
You know that is it. If we were gonna own one, that's it.
I found one on Carvana.
Yeah.
And went to go put it. This is the one that I told you about when we were on the phone last week when talking about the beer. When you asked me if I wanted anything for the beer.
Right.
And I told you I pre-ordered. You should go order tomorrow.
And I couldn't. I told you I couldn't. Wouldn't let me.
No. You told me you couldn't then. I told you you had to wait till Friday because you haven't ordered yet, so you can't pre-order.
Fucking Jim Mendrinos. I'm always the better comic. Yeah, okay.
So anyway, I've been looking for an orange Wrangler. I found one. No sooner did I get up off the pot and come sit at my desk to go buy the car,
Yeah,
the 2-door.
sold, right.
It was sold.
What?
And, literally, like cars off Carvana are flying. No sooner they posted, they're gone.
Hey, here's
I found this one. I found this one 2 days ago.
Here's the tip. Everybody's buying cars.
I know.
Everybody.
It's insane.
But
Everybody
why?
got a stimulus check. Because
Everyone got their stimulus check, down payment.
But why? But why? Why would you buy a car? You can't go any fucking where.
Because
Why
you need
would
a car
you buy a
and
car?
Because you need a car. Everybody needs a fucking car, except if you live in a major metropolitan fucking New York City type area.
Hey, motherfucker.
Okay, you
Did
need a
you
car.
not just become a member of the pandemic?
Not me.
Did you not just find out that, guess what? You don't need a fucking thing but to sit at home and tell
you got the-
everybody to bring things to you.
Yeah.
You don't need a car.
They're giving them the
Literally in every fucking realm of the country that you could possibly imagine,
I need a beer.
they have been introduced to home delivery.
Hey, Ren, before you go grab your beer, I will tell you
Yeah,
this.
too late.
As soon as okay, I'm looking at the feed over there. I'm buying a brand new car. It's brand spanking new. Because as soon as this pandemic is over and the fucking car companies decide they can actually make a car again, they're going to be giving them away.
I love it. The
Oh,
idea
so
of
why buy a car
pandemic
now?
over.
Not wait until they drop in price.
I love it. I love the idea of pandemic over.
Thank you, Deena. It was fun to hang with you too, for sure. Yeah, well, it's going to be over. It'll never be over. I mean, the flu has never been over. The only fucking disease we've ever beaten is smallpox. Everything else still exists. We have
Mumps and
vaccines
measles.
against them. Yeah, we had a measles outbreak fucking 3 years ago.
We had a measles outbreak last year.
Yeah, last year. Year before.
Yeah,
that
because
that
people
was
wouldn't
declared by
vaccinate
your
their kids.
that
Hello,
was declared by
Italy.
your anti-vaxxers, but
Yeah, hello, Italy.
So anyway, just to finish my story about this,
But yeah, I'm
I
gonna buy
found
a
this vehicle, and then I got an email from one of my credit cards, Capital One, and they're like, "Hey, you may qualify for financing through us.
Yeah. Well,
Why don't you come check it out?" Now, one of the things that has driven me away from most of these car websites is, "Oh, you want to buy a car through us? That's great. Why don't you fill out our car application?"
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, "No, because you're going to ding my motherfucking credit.
Yeah.
I don't want you to hit my credit just to see if I qualify for the car."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Capital One's like, who's the credit card company I have, they're like, "Oh, come see if you're pre-qualified. No hit on your credit at all."
That's when you pick up the phone and go, I'll do this right on the phone, please.
So when you fill out
well,
those
hold on. I went through
applications,
Capital
is
One.
it
Went through the
a hard pull or is there a soft pull on your credit?
no. Capital One doesn't do any pull. It's
Yeah, I was
based
gonna
on
say.
the
I was gonna
information
say
you
this
fill.
is that next level shit. This is
Yeah,
that
this
no
is
pull.
this is totally based on the information you give them.
Right. Yeah.
You know, where do you live? What do you make? How long have you lived there? How long have you
Yeah,
been
it's the info they
employed?
already
Or,
have.
you
So
know, the
basically,
general
they don't need
bullshit
to do
for
it.
an application.
Yeah.
I'm qualified for $1 billion. Go buy whatever fucking car you want. Is pretty much what they told me. I'm like,
Yep.
what? What? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I know what I want to spend. I know what I want to pay. This is what I'm gonna do.
That housing boom where they were just giving people money. Here, go buy a house. Oh well, where
Well,
everybody.
not for anything, Webb. The idea that you think that people can't imagine money to be very valuable.
It's not
Like
that.
right now, that's
Nope.
what they need to do. Actually, a person in your situation should be touting to the high heavens that they believe that money is going to become more valuable the more we go through this. Because if you don't believe that, and if you're not touting that to all high heavens, then you're losing money.
Losing money daily anyway, but
Do we think
No, that's
really
weird.
money's gonna drop in value after this? I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
No,
actually,
Actually,
yeah,
I
no,
think
there's
money
gonna
will be the last thing to go.
That's
What's happening right now is the commodities are taking a hit, and once commodities take a hit, then currency after that starting to become devalued.
Nominational value will correlate with our trade commodities.
commodities as in what, Ren? What do you mean by commodities? Just so I get it straight in my head.
All your pork, your chicken, your
Thank you.
beef,
Okay, Stop right there. Thank you. That's
your
exactly
protein.
that's what I thought you meant. Okay. So here's a little bit of truth behind all of this before you just bow down and believe what it is that comes across your news wires or what gets spit out of your car stereo
How
for
about
that.
get to your point instead of insulting everybody that you're trying to talk to?
I'm not. Shut the fuck up. I'm not. There's a lot of misinformation with what's going on in the farming industry. You're hearing and seeing a lot of shit go, oh, the farmers are getting hurt by all this. And that's not necessarily the case. Farmers are not dumping milk into their fields. That is not true. Farmers are overturning their crop to get ready for the next crop because they feel there's a loss in the crop that they have.
Right.
And the meat industry, which is claiming that they're losing sales and throwing meat away, these are all of the farmers. And when I say all, 99.6% of the farmers who are crying poverty are the ones that only cater specifically to the restaurant retail market.
Are we
Now,
talking purely on the U.S. market, or are we talking on the
US
global market?
U.S. markets, U.S. market.
Okay.
Okay, because if you equate the global market into it, which is
yeah,
like
I'm not
where I'm actually talking about.
Okay, I'm
Like
looking at
if
our.
you
market.
equate the global market into it, there are countries that have put their people in several instances
Yeah.
of malnutrition
What, that-
because they took steps early on that were preemptive and unjustified to eliminate wholesale crops of agricultural commodity. And
Yeah, I
when
see what you
when
mean.
you talk about people needing to eat,
Well, I'm not talking global. He said commodities, and I immediately equated that to this market. And then when he talked pork bellies or
What about?
yeah, but that
does
still
that
meets a global
assessment
market though.
factor
well,
into-
J7, before you go there, how about this? So these farmers are dumping their crops, rotting their meat away, when all of the food banks in every state are crying for food, but it's more advantageous for these farmers who cater to the restaurant industry to dump the food than it is to repurpose it.
Right. Profitability across
Right.
this margin
Right.
is unjust.
That's right. He just said the fucking key word, profitability.
The profitability.
They don't
Yeah.
get money that they're supposed to get if they give the food to the food banks or give it to wherever, because then they can't claim it as a loss because the food was actually used, so the profitability is not there. So
Yeah.
this bullshit that we're seeing and hearing about, oh, the farmers, that's not true. Because the people who are still growing your potatoes and your tomatoes and all sorts of other shit are getting it to the market for you to use each and every day.
They are. Yeah.
That is the
But I have heard, and I don't know if this factors into what you guys are saying, but I did read that meat manufacturing plants are producing less meat. I mean, not manufacturing, but like meat processing
Meat
plants.
processing plants. Yeah,
are-
because
because they to close down due to people being infected.
people are getting
And-
infected and less people are going to work in the food plants, and now they actually want to close to stop the spread,
Right.
which you can't do, and you just
right.
can't
Well,
do that.
see, hold on. Exactly what you just said, which you can't do.
You can't do
This
that.
is a very integral point in the product of American commercialization.
Right.
Okay. You need people to eat in order for them to live, in order for
Live.
them to work, in
Right.
order for them to produce their economic value.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is standard economy.
Right.
You
Which
have
mean-
a situation now where the chain is in a weird set of possible interruption. This is the more concerning factor that we're facing moving forward with this pandemic, is the ability for farmers to be able to get their product to market and it have a value that is marketable.
Okay.
There's this gap that is now being introduced because people were going out and doing jobs and they were buying exorbitant amounts of product because they were just trying to live their daily lives. But now those people can't work, so they're not buying that number of intake weekly.
That really hasn't changed, though. We've seen that the
It actually really has.
no, because we've seen that the
The inflated
Stores aren't stocked.
the inflated stimulus package introduced into it isn't equatable to it. There
Well-
are enough people that are teetering on the wrong side of this poverty line
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter the amount of imaginary money that you throw at the problem, it's still not fixing the actual issue. And the actual issue is going to do what the housing bubble did, and it's going to overinflate the market at some point, and it's going to introduce these people to the real problem that they're facing.
What are you referring to? Are you referring to like there's too much money around? Is that what you mean?
No, it's not necessarily a too much money. It's a controlling factor of the market on its usual status quo,
Uh-huh.
and them willing to say, well, as long as we show this much money in the market, this much money exists.
Right.
Even though they're the ones that are producing the money, which means in all actuality that money doesn't exist. It's the convoluted nature of where they're falsely inflating the economy. Like, they're keeping it afloat by making you believe the numbers are there. If they send you a check and you're able to spend that money, that's cool. Because you believe that that money exists. But if the company that you go to buy from is like, that's government money, it's only worth 25% of the value of what it is. They're
True.
not
but
wrong
what's
for
the
doing
likelihood of
that.
that? What's the difference between, like, are you referring to anything specific? Like,
No, I'm
what
just no.
government?
This is a pure economic standpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pure economic standpoint. Like right now, the money that's being inflated into the community, because nobody's doing anything to earn any of this money. Nobody's producing anything. We're literally just making money so people can go and take care of what they think their daily needs are. And we know that a large percent of the population may be misusing these funds. I mean,
Are
Webb has
you
personally.
referring to unemployment funds?
No,
or-
I'm talking. Yes.
Hey, J7, did you get a stimulus check?
I did, yeah.
What'd you use it for?
Nothing. It just went in my savings account.
Smart.
Yeah, like what am I?
How many
confused.
people?
There's nowhere to go.
How many people of your counterpart do you think are actually doing that though?
That are in like my same economic situation. I think
How
all
many
of us.
people below that do you think are doing the same thing?
I think people who are making less money than I normally do are probably spending it on paying bills and food.
Hey, J7, did you need the stimulus check?
Nope. I did not need it. I am one of the fortunate.
I'm not. Yeah, I wasn't.
who
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Just working from
that's
home.
yeah,
right?
that's not even actually part of the equation. That's
Uh-huh.
just part of the realization of the math. That's kind of like, thank you, Webb. I appreciate you for bringing that point forward. But that's part of the equation moving forward is we're giving a lot of people who don't need it
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same amount that we're giving
didn't-
a lot of people
I didn't need it.
way more.
I didn't
Oh
need
yeah,
And you
I
know what?
100% agree with that.
I can't
think
give it
that
back.
lots of people, I think, should have gotten way more.
Do
You know,
you know
like
what
it's not really an
individual-
equitable amount.
If you got it, you can't give it back.
No, you just deal with it.
But
I
there's
actually
a
tried.
falsity. There's a falsity in the ability for the government to be able to provide this moment.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, this happened, and
Yeah.
then the government goes, well, "We're arguing about giving everybody $2,000 a month until this is over."
They're not gonna do that.
No, it doesn't matter whether or not they're actually going to do that. They told you they are arguing over the fact of giving you $2,000 a month, no matter who you are.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think that's. A, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh,
and
it's just
B,
like it
I
just
don't think giving everyone $2,000 a month is the solution to what we're facing.
it's helping Canada out greatly. Canada's
Oh
economy.
yeah.
Canada's economy is a little bit better than ours right now. I mean, I know there's
It's a
stock-
really weird situation that's going on economically, and that's the
still
one thing I
shit
want to
up.
take away from everything else. I don't want it to be about the politics. I don't want it to be about social standings. I want it to purely be about the economics. When I know all of those are equated into the economics, it's weird to try and separate purely the economics. But at some point we have to realize some of this is not real.
Like the money's not real.
Well, I mean, essentially, you've never seen a real dollar your entire life.
Hey, Ren.
I
Never-
mean, what do you mean by real dollar?
I mean, you've never in your entire existence on this planet known a dollar bill that was backed by something more than the belief that it was
Yeah.
a dollar bill. You've
Right, yeah,
never
'cause we
known
don't
a
have-
real
there's
dollar.
no country in the world that uses the gold standard anymore. So by that measure, no one alive over the last 50 years has seen a real dollar.
But
or
gold,
real
but
whatever.
gold is one of the most highly traded commodities on the market.
It is, but it's not the basis of our currency anymore.
No, it's not the basis of our currency because we managed to find out a way to separate it so that we could gain more off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Not we. That was called the World Bank.
Yeah, the world.
Yeah,
That,
it wasn't a-
I think is what you're saying.
Bank that paved the way.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the World Bank that paved the way for that. One World Economics. Remember, they tried or thought about a one world economy, which Europe tried, and now a lot of nations want to get out of. But
Yeah,
US
it
would
seems
never
the only ones
do
that are
that.
willing to hang on to that really hard and steadfast right now are Germany.
Well, yeah, because because they've got a lot of cash invested in the euros. Period.
Well, and they've also made the most money off of it. That's
Yeah,
why
'cause they
their
fucking bank-
medical. That's why their medical department is currently one of the highest in the entire globe.
Yeah, well, the country as a nation banked 17 billion fucking euro the day it was transferred over. Then that was when that became economy. They fucking banked 17 trillion euros. They're sure they've got a lot of money invested into it. Period. Big time.
But it's all imaginary money.
Well, yeah, you can look at it that way. I get your point. It's not backed by anything. By the way, our money is still backed by silver. Believe it or not, it still is.
Silver?
If you own a silver certificate, you can go trade that fucking dollar bill in for the current currency amount silver.
Some of you that own some of the old silver certificates would know them as $2 bills.
No, not $2.
Oh, those things are cool.
Well, no, that's just an old silver certificate.
But silver certificates, $1, $5, $10,
Yeah,
$20.
they come in several denominations, but the
They
most
have
commonly known
blue ink on them.
distributable silver certificate was the $2 bill.
A $2 bill. That was the last known bill backed by silver, but it doesn't say it on it.
Yeah.
Doesn't say silver certificate anywhere. Any dollar bill
I
that
love
has
it. I have several of them at the house. Like it.
Yeah, me
it's
too.
a great
I-
thing. Me and my woman share them. Like we every time we come across one, we're like, oh, look at that.
I have a shitload of $2 bills and a box full of silver certificates, all in their little plastic sleeves, because that's what you do when you have a bill from 1950 or before.
Yep.
Any of those bills, you can go fucking trade right in for silver.
Yep.
With that bill, what's the current silver rate? $5.26 an ounce. Here you go. That's what that fucking dollar bill is worth. $5. So there is actually
Yeah, there's a
something
nominational value that backs some currency globally.
It was always
but
silver.
90 to 95% of the
Nothing. Nothing.
global currency is just based on the faith that we believe it still exists.
Based on a stock market. That's what the money's based on. Stock market. That's
No, not really the stock market.
yeah, sure it is. It's the global
Yeah,
economy.
actually,
It's in
future
every country.
projections and everything. The value of your dollar is definitely controlled by whether or not anybody else in the world believes it's a dollar.
Yeah, J7, think about that. Are you going to tell me that a Japanese yen is worth more than an American dollar? Why?
No, it's not.
But it is. but
No,
why?
because the rest of the world doesn't believe that's the case.
Right, because your stock market is at the Nikkei is at 100,000 points and ours is at 24,000. So your money's worth more than ours.
Or at least at the time of reporting.
It's not though.
But it's really what it's based on is the
But
global.
at least at
But
the time
that's
of
not true.
reporting.
Right. What's the global economy of a country? The stock market. It's the
No, there's
global-
a more complex equation to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's,
the,
it,
y-
yeah,
the
you're right.
GOP
It is.
is definitely a very
Yeah,
way more
there is a more
complex equation, but
well, there's a deeper complication. There's a
Yeah.
deeper mathematical computation to it all. But for layman's terms, it's stock markets. Right? That you go buy some fucking Korean What are they? Are they yens? I don't even know what the fuck Korea is. You could buy 400,000 of those for every $1. Why? Because their economy's for shit and their stock market is non-existent.
Dude, at the moment you ever see a yen equal $1,
know.
we lost.
Right? That could be.
Yeah.
That could
We
be a world.
lost big
Yeah, that's a
fucking
world
time.
capture.
If a yen is ever $1, something went horribly fucking wrong.
Right. What is it? Fucking 10 million yen to every $1 or some shit
Hey,
like that?
Ren.
Yeah, that's really crazy. It's something like sometimes
Hey,
sometimes
Ren.
I'll end up on like a Japanese website and I'll start being like, oh, I should buy that. And then I'll look at the amount and it's like, what? Oh, wait a minute, it's yen.
Hey,
Right.
hey, Ren. The day a yen and a yen and $1 are the same thing. What are you doing?
We'll be dead, hopefully, but you're committing suicide. You're committing suicide immediately, and you're doing it in fucking kamikaze style.
No, I'm gonna differentiate my percentage of money. And I'm gonna take half my cash and hold it in dollars, and then half my cash and hold it in yen.
And then he's gonna pledge allegiance to the fucking emperor at that point.
Oh hell no!
And see how much his yen gets him.
Hey man, this week I've been high on buying pot stocks. I'm good.
Dude, it's actually not a bad market.
You should talk to me about that first. You got to be in the right ones.
I've been trying to talk to you about it, but you don't give me shit.
All you do is ask me for penny stocks, and I can't help you there because I'm not fucking playing penny. Did you answer my question? Can you buy oil?
Oil.
What does oil cost?
It's fucking $11 a barrel.
You know what you should
Give me the stock and I will buy it.
See, do your fucking research and then come to me with stock.
I have been doing research, but there's the companies that I'm coming up with.
Remember,
and I'm not just looking at penny stocks. I'm looking at all stocks. But my point is, the stocks I'm looking at are out of my price range at $32. I don't know of an $11 oil company.
Hey, Ren.
You know, I use Stash a lot. The cool
I'm
thing
in
about
Robin.
it is that
The only
you
one
can
I'm in
buy
right now.
like.
I'm in Robinhood. That's all. The only place I'm in right now.
Okay. Well, can you? I don't know. I don't use Robinhood, but like you can buy like $5 worth of Apple stock, right? Like you obviously don't own a full share.
Buy literally a share.
No, not even a share. That's a fucking third of a share.
Yeah, that's
No,
like.
I would need to buy a share in Robinhood.
one
You're
share.
literally trading real dollar share.
If you don't want to do that, like a good way to get started for people who don't have a bunch of money to throw around is, you can just buy $5 worth of a stock, and you don't own a full stock, but it's a good way to get started and a good way to start investing with like a really small amount of money.
Yeah, take your money and throw it into a mutual market fund.
You can do that too. Yeah,
No,
Stash is really
that's what
good.
those
It's got
companies
like,
do.
it's
If
got
you-
like you can do mutual funds, you can do direct investments in companies like that, or you can do what is that called? Got EFC, where it's just like a bunch of stocks together.
Yes, a block.
Right, like you can do that too. You can do like, I don't know, $20 in like every major tech company, right? And I mean, of course, you only own a tiny bit of it, but after a while, it adds up, and it's a really good way to get started.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
putting that out there.
I bought my
Alright,
kids
So one barrel is 42 gallons.
55 gallons.
1 barrel equals 42 gallons. Unit conversion of oil WTI price today. Conversion oil WTI price. 1 barrel
Okay.
equals
42 gallons. 42. Yes, 42 gallons.
Oil WTI price per 1 gallon. 31 cents
Come
dollars.
on, this is so boring. Are we really talking about oil right now?
Buy it if you can. If you've
I
got,
don't care about oil.
crazy not
I
to. You're
legit
crazy,
don't.
Jay, you're crazy not to. If you're doing any kind of investments, whether it's playing with fucking stupid stocks or stocks that you know in 10 years are going to be fucking worth oil. Oil is
Yeah.
supposed to be anywhere between $36 to $42 a barrel right now. Period. End of story.
So what's the ticker?
It depends on the oil company you want to get involved with.
You're telling me $11.
BP, go look at them. The average price is $11 a barrel. You got to play on the fucking oil futures market.
$24.27.
Yep.
To buy a share.
Futures market is where you want to be. You buy fucking futures. I will buy fucking July's oil price at fucking $16. Winner, chicken
I will
dinner.
buy futures.
Yeah.
Like he is in the gambling game right now.
But that's where the money's at.
You
because
are gambling on where the future of that product will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what September
Eh.
September is perfect. Transportation. September is perfect. There are two reasons why
September is perfect for what?
futures for oil.
Yeah, but I'm saying, why do you think that you're going to see a boom in oil usage?
Because by June, the roads are going to be fucking wide open to drive on. Get the fuck out of your house and drive.
Okay. I'll be right back while y'all debate.
Not necessarily.
June's the drop dead date for all of this. Anything more than this, and the country might as well start to think about claiming bankruptcy. States are
Well,
already
I
looking
think
at
they're going to start to
bankruptcy.
reopen. I mean, they're starting to reopen now, right?
Right.
But I think
what-
that it's
what-
going to be a more gradual process. It's not going to be like everybody's out at the same time.
No, of course it's not going to be everybody's out at the same time. But what is the major market hit? Major market hit through all of this? Travel.
Oh, yeah.
And when I talk travel, I'm not talking about a ticket on a fucking airplane. I'm talking about every asshole and their mother driving in a car.
But you can do that today. I mean, you can
Paying
get on a car
tolls.
today. There's just
Pay-
nowhere to go.
Paying tolls. That's your transportation market. And for all that to happen, you need oil consumption. All states have lost minimum $23 million to tolls. That's a minimum number. California, it's 10 times that. New York is probably 4 or 5 times that.
Yeah.
Transportation. Money, oil,
That's true.
gasoline.
But I do think that it's going to be a more gradual process to people being out the way you're describing.
I'm not saying everybody and their mother out on the road. I'm just saying June to September is the perfect opportunity to buy oil futures and cash in. Even if you paid $16 a barrel by then, we could be looking at $25, $26 a barrel. $10 gain right off the bat. Couple
Okay.
$1,000. Everybody got a $1,200 stimulus check, maybe more if you had kids. I bought fucking DraftKings with that money. Fuck you. I can't bet. I'll buy the company. Oil. Oil is going to be a huge profit for people. What's today? Write it down. Today's the 28th. June to September futures on oil. There's your moneymaker. Uber. June to September, moneymaker. That company will be right back to where they were without missing a beat come anywhere between June, July, August. People don't drive, need to go somewhere. Uber. Shit's going to open up by June. We already know this. Have you gotten that phone call from your office yet saying, we're going to reopen or soft open or think about opening by Labor Day? Yeah, I'm hearing lots and lots of companies. That phone call came out today. I sat here Tuesday and watched an entire video conference call on a major building going, building's going to be open Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend?
Memorial
Yeah, no.
weekend. Yeah, we just got to figure out how we want to handle it all and what the governor's guidelines are going to be. So if you're telling me that you're calling your employees or telling them on a teleconference, all of your employees, that the office should be open by June 1st, depending on our conversation with the governor, then you already know what the story is.
Well, yeah, because the pause initiative or whatever they call it
Yeah.
is on right now until June 15th. So, and then the guidelines that are in place, not the but the research that they're basing that on says that we can de-escalate from whatever lockdown to containment on May 27th. So that's just a safe estimate, of when things can start to ease up a little bit.
June 1st, it eases up. June 1st. June 1st, it eases up. 4th of July is going to be lit as a motherfucker.
And then come August, we're all going to be sitting back in our homes because everyone's going to be sick again.
No, because they've already come out and told you flat out we're going to have the hottest year on record. It's already happening. We're 4 months in, and we have seen record highs across the globe consistently. So no, it's not going to be August. It's going to be October when we get locked back in because the summer is going to take care of it. We're going to have 100-degree days. Arizona's already seen 112. The Antarctic has been 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 30-something Celsius. Hottest ever.
We'll see.
Ever.
We were also supposed to have the coldest winter, and that didn't happen.
Nah, see, winters, I don't believe in that shit. That's the Farmer's Almanac.
Only the heat.
That's the Farmer's Almanac bullshit.
I got selective beliefs in
No,
all
no,
of this, and
that's
I'm going to
Farmer's
tell you
Almanac.
what mine are.
Farmer's Almanac hasn't been right in 20 fucking years. So I don't believe in the Farmer's Almanac anymore. When I
So
believe
what are you basing this on?
I'm basing it on raw
only
numbers.
get summer right somehow.
I'm not basing it on, I'm basing my numbers on raw numbers. This
Okay.
is the hottest year on record so far.
It is?
Yup, it absolutely is. It's beating 5 years ago worldwide.
It's funny because I remember last
Hottest-
spring being
Hey,
warmer.
hey, Ren.
Yeah,
Yes.
brother.
Not
Can we
just us,
get
so
some
far.
NJPANY weather collaboration on
Oh,
the
we need
fact
Steve?
that
We need Steve. I
that
can get
Webb
Steve. I can get
that
Steve in a
Webb is
heartbeat.
talking anything but nonsense? Hey,
I can get Steve.
not for anything, J7. We have a meteorologist on staff.
We do?
And yeah, Webb is talking.
Buddy
his,
of mine.
Yeah, Webb is talking his shit, but we could pull his card if we need to.
Yeah, Webb can sit here and go, yeah, I have a meteorologist. No. This is my guy that him and I talk daily during Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, during Hurricane Sandy, Webb had power 8 hours after the hurricane ended. I didn't have power for 9 days.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a discrepancy in their timelines, and not for
Like,
nothing. Ren has the highest credibility when it comes to like him and this guy experiencing.
This Steve is his name, same name as me. He and I go very way back.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
This
he's
dude
a big,
and I got each other pretty much through Hurricane Sandy.
He's a weird dude because he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but aside from that, he's a really good dude. And that is really the truth about him. He is a dedicated, diehard, kind of absurd Chiefs fan. But it's
All right,
okay.
I'm doing one more beer. I want to be done by 11:30.
Okay.
Okay.
Or I'm vaporizing.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I-
clearly.
I respect it.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, you clearly been trying to vaporize anyway. I mean,
I gotta work tomorrow. Like J7 understands.
Yeah.
I gotta perform at like 8:30 in the morning.
Uh, I can't. I have the weirdest body rhythm right now. It does not make sense.
I'm trying to stay true to like
his
9
pre-COVID
to
self.
5. No, because at 5 o'clock I get out every day for the past week. When 4:45 hits, I get up from my desk, I go change, I come back, I
Look,
finish my
Webb-
shit,
Webb's
and
like,
then
I did
run,
shit. Fuck y'all.
and then I go and run a 5K. I've done it for the past week. It is.
Wow, that's great.
I mean,
I need to get out of my apartment.
Yeah.
Like everybody's going stir crazy. Webby wants to go drive his WRX.
Insult, but yes.
I just want to get out of my house.
I do that every day.
I on the
I
other
get out
hand,
every day, run 3.1 miles.
I on the other hand have trumped it.
And have no interest in getting out of your house.
I doubled down on the idea that we're inside. And I'm willing to try and produce something out of that.
I gotta get out of my house. I have worked from home for
Every
so
day.
long.
No,
I
I'm literally gonna get out of here.
I'm not used to having, as Webby would say, the liberty to go someplace. Like, I'm used to working from home, but if I work from home, I'm going to the gym. Putting an hour in there, that's a 2 hour, 30 minutes there, 30 minutes home, hour at the gym, come home. I'm good. I got out of the house. The only way I get out of the house now is if I go out and fucking run or go to the grocery store or go and pick up beer I pre-ordered or like that's that's all I have right now. Like go out for a walk, like walk the dog. Like I walk the dog 6 times a day. My dog's used to being walked twice a day. Now he's like
Yeah.
oh, out again. All right.
I gotta go again.
Your dog's like, I'll take it.
It's like I'm good with this. Like I'm not gonna complain, but really, it's just.
Meanwhile, my gas light is on. I'm out of the house every day.
I get out of the house
every fucking day. I'm done. Today I went to Sutter's and had beer.
I would say I honestly get out of the house every other or every third day.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You need fucking vitamin D.
Like now I'm going to go buy a Jeep, and I know you don't like the 4-door, and I can tell by the look on your face you didn't like the 4-door.
No, I like the color though.
Otis, and being able to take Otis someplace, the idea of having to lift him up and put him in the back seat of the fucking 2-door, fuck that.
No, the 4-door for you is absolutely perfect. I'm not a fan. I don't care for the styling looks of it. You know that. We've had that conversation.
This is a very strange juxtaposition. Up until 2 days ago, literally 2 days ago, I was like, no way, no how, I'm buying a Jeep. And you know how I feel about a Jeep. I've owned 2 of them. A Jeep is a 2-door sport utility vehicle that you take the top down. Like, yes, your lady had sort of a Jeep. She had a club vehicle, as I like to call it.
A club vehicle?
Yeah, because she had a hardtop. She couldn't take the top off.
Okay.
It was a club vehicle. It was, I want to be a Jeep, but I'm not a Jeep because I'm a hardtop. I will never buy a Jeep that has a hardtop. Ever.
Freeze your ass off in the winter.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
I've owned 2 of them. Never froze my ass off in the winter, bro.
Okay.
It's cold. You got to keep working, and the windows are closed. It's going to get warm. The only difference is it takes a little while to get warmer.
A little while. She could be almost at your destination by the time you have decent
No,
amount.
no, no. Because your girl goes out and starts the car 20 minutes before she leaves the fucking house.
It don't matter.
Therefore, in 20 minutes' time, even a soft top Jeep would be
1980.
warm as fuck.
This is it. That spot in the dashboard, that's the only place heat comes out of. That's it. It's the way they were designed in
Getting
the
a beer.
in the Jeep year I own. Yeah, I need a beer too. You just got one before you, fucker. Fucker.
Yep.
Well, hey, what do you want? That's Ren.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want?
I'm
Web's also part of the equation.
I'm always part of the equation. It's the trouble I.
All right. Well, now go get your beer and shut your face.
Getting back to that point, the whole reason why I went four-door was they made so many more of them.
Yeah, they did. It's the number one
And
vehicle on the road.
Everything I have read about them, highway ride is better, fuel economy is the same. If you can find a soft top, it's not any different to take down. Yes, it's all hard doors. They don't make soft doors anymore, not after 2010.
That's right.
But the 3.6 liter motor is fucking dynamite. Everything I've read about it, and the year I'm looking at, that's the one I sent you the photo of, is a 2014.
Oh,
It's got
I
70,000 miles.
asked my girl. I was like, "Hey, babe, what if that was in the driveway?" She's like, "Yeah, I'd be okay with that."
It's got 70,000 miles. It's a very honest price, below Kelly Blue Book. And I'm kind of thinking, yeah, I'm going to go down that road. I'm going to keep the Fiat, and that's going to be my little go putz around town. And
Your Fiat is supposed to be your putz.
no,
This is supposed to be your. We only go out on the weekends car.
Yeah,
Bingo.
exactly. September oil futures are $24.32 a barrel.
Do you
You pay-
think? Do you think you're gonna see that?
Absolutely.
I don't think you're.
so-
I think you're
so-
going to see $24 in July, bro.
July is $18.
No, I think you're going to see July. No sooner does the economy kind of sort of reopen, and going by your narrative, which is June 1
Soon as
to
the road-
June 15, I think you're going to see oil I think you're going to see oil prices go through the roof because everyone's going to be like, oh, I can go fucking drive. Get me out of the fucking house. People like Thump, who drives for a fucking living, is going to be like, get me the fuck out. I'll fill my car 4 times a day. I don't give a fuck.
$24 a barrel. So you paid the price now to lock in at $24 a barrel.
And what if it's
Unfortunately,
not
I already
$24?
own property,
paid
so
the-
I'm not allowed to play in this market.
Yeah, futures are tough. It's a major fucking gamble, but the oil market is where it's going to be at.
I'm just not allowed to play. I
Well,
own property.
Yeah. Grabbing a beer.
That's the unfortunate circumstance when it comes down to oil. Like, I've been relegated to the past 7 years of pumping natural gas off my property.
Mm-hmm.
And now the tides are turning. And U.S. oil is kind of equated to the global oil. Like, I got nuances. Because I don't give a fuck, honestly,
Right.
about what Saudi Arabian oil cost. I don't care.
Well, that is where we get our oil.
I own
Anyways,
U.S. oil property.
Yeah, no.
I liked the little bit of a bump that was equated by us being self-sustaining. I don't like the fact that Saudi Arabian oil decided to flood the market because they could.
Sure.
I'm gonna grab a drink. I'll be.
Yeah, but you got to remember, our president fucking went right along with it and said, "Oh, if you're
Oh,
gonna
I
flood,
know.
if you're gonna flood the
I
market with this,
know.
crush the prices, we're gonna fill up our reserves to the tippy top. And now look what happened. He did that. And what are we doing with all the oil we're pumping out of the fucking Gulf of Mexico?
Dude, I am
Wait,
drinking.
nothing.
I am drinking it on a
Yeah.
regular fucking basis.
Got no choice, because if you own anything that has to do with American oil right now, the reserves are topped up to the tippy top,
Hey.
and the valves in the ocean have been shut down.
Hey, I've got a lineage succession of property.
Yep.
You know, the company that's in control of that doesn't even want to talk to me right now.
Yo, you want some serious balls? You buy futures on oil for December 21st at $33 a barrel.
I can't.
$33 a barrel to go out to a fucking year and a half from now.
I can't.
So what if it's above that?
You win.
Oh, no. I'm winning the whole way.
Yeah, and
I
see,
can't
Brandon,
buy on that.
you pay today's price to lock in at a future amount. So if it's $11 a barrel now, you pay $11 now. And if it hits the strike number, you win. If it goes over that, you win more.
Yep. But if it doesn't hit that,
It doesn't hit that. Well, then there's a phone call that gets made that says, you got to come up with half that margin.
yeah. The great part
Come up
about
close to
about
this price.
that equation is that those moments, I also get a phone call that goes, "All right,
Margin call.
so you know how delinquent we've been on paying you."
Margin calls are no joke. I've been hit with quite a few of those in my lifetime playing the market. Get that phone call. Hey, yeah, well, your margin call is up and you owe us $25,000. We'll be expecting that check by 4 p.m. today. It's like, oh, okay. Okay.
Meanwhile, I own your push.
Yeah. If you're smart enough to back it on the other side. Oil is a great market to play in, bro. I mean, look at these numbers.
It's
October
not.
is
It's
$25.
not. Dude, I am sitting here right now telling you on one side of it, no, it's not. It's horrible.
Okay, write this down in someone's pad. September's oil price. We want to know what September 30th, right? Is that when options are called, on the 30th? Last day of the month, right? Yeah, last day of the month. I want to know what the fucking MDP market data platform is for September 2020 oil. Because I think that should be about $30 a barrel. 28 is probably more likely, but I'm going to go out and say 30.
How surprised would you be if it's like 22 or sub 20?
I'd be surprised. I really would be. And then I would have steered, hopefully, a lot of people in the wrong direction. And I don't
Hopefully
mean
the right people, right?
Well, yeah, I don't mean it in a sarcastic way. I'm hoping that there's that many people listening going, he fucked us out of that money. But I don't... Look, I'm no analyst, but $11 a barrel now because we can't drive anywhere. States are reopening slowly.
Oh no, it's great. It's great on the fact
It's
that
got to
you
go back up.
think that oil has an
got to go back.
introductory value when the economy gets kicked back in motion.
I think for the first time in probably about 7 years that oil is worthy of trading anything. I mean, where were we at 5 years ago? $100 a barrel?
Yeah, roughly about that.
But yeah, I mean, it fluctuates. I mean, we were at 100. You go back to the 80s, we were at $100 a barrel, but that was also the gas shortage.
Well, that was mid 70s, but
Okay, here it is. I have the data in front of me. I'm sorry. 2013, $100 a barrel.
yeah, we've been teetering somewhere 80.
2014, $85 a barrel. 2015, 41. 2016, 36.
Yeah.
2017, 46.
Yeah, well, we had a lot of global conflict during that time
Had a
period
war.
too. Well,
Had a
it's
war.
active war. Like active war has a little bit more on it. Like we're still involved in that same war. There are still troops on the ground in all of these areas that we had people on during any of these spikes.
Right.
But it's the active combat of those areas and how close they are to oil production according to the general populace belief of oil production.
Last time we've seen this price on oil, and someone can fact check this, but if I'm not mistaken, it's 1998.
Right.
$11.91 a barrel. Adjusted for inflation into modern time, today, $18 a barrel.
Right.
11, 18. $11 a barrel. That's where we're at now.
Currently, yes.
Since then, it has never dipped lower than like 33, 34.
Right.
I mean, it's seen its peaks, 100 and something, 50, whatever, but
all right, so you're
there's
just
plenty to be made in the
so
future.
at this point, let's get this correct when we're talking about the situation.
Yeah.
You are predicting personally
Yes.
an above average projection.
Not an above average. I think we go right back to where we were before. I think we go back to the average of the first 3 months of oil price in this country this year. It's $39 a barrel for the first 3 months averaged out. We hit rock bottom now because no one's going anywhere. 43 days of lockdown for a lot of people. Nobody's driving. No oil consumption. No fossil fuel consumption. Oil right now should be $30-something a barrel.
Now remember, the current price that you're being given
Yes.
was injected mid-pandemic because
Yes.
of the need to protect their own economy.
Mm-hmm.
That Saudi Arabia released so much oil to bring a zero differential.
Right, so that they could have money to live. Exactly. Flood the market. No one's going anywhere. Let them top off. And what do you do with the top off? Nobody fucking uses their oil. The United States is full of oil. Yay. What are we going to do with Alaska now?
Same thing we continue to do from the get-go. We'll just sell it back to Russia. Because essentially, based on that pipeline, they're the ones that are pumping most of it anyway.
That is true. I mean, it's basically in Russia, but do they buy from us or do they just go back to the well where they're
they don't necessarily buy from us. They just buy back their oil from us.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
They know it, and not for anything, Putin knows it.
$35 a barrel. I like that number better.
Oh, that would be lovely.
35 puts us to June of 2022.
Yes.
As per future market.
Okay.
That'd be crazy. It had to be by 2022. Oil will probably be about $58 a barrel.
Cool.
That's what I would think. Well, not cool because gas prices.
Yeah, that's
be back up to $3 a gallon, which everybody talks about. Oh, gas is cheap. Gas ain't fucking cheap. Gas is cheap if you own a shitty fucking car that only takes regular.
So can I tell you about my dream car?
Yeah.
What dream? You stop twirling your hair because it's fucking up your mic.
Oh, it does.
it's
It
stuck in my
destroys your
hair.
mic. Every time you touch your hair, it's destroyed the mic.
I tell you about my
Now,
dream.
is that better?
Me and Ken in the Barbie house.
Once at band camp. So I would like a bee yellow Camaro, the new body.
I'm sorry, we lost you midway through your statement. I will guarantee it. Because you said, I would like a BLO, and all of a sudden, I don't know, Webb probably was like
Camaro.
WJOB.
What? A bee yellow Camaro.
She wants Bumblebee in the new
Yes,
style.
I want Bumblebee.
21. Would you like that in the LT1 package, or is a 4-cylinder okay for you?
No, it's got to be the ZL2 package.
Oh, now you're pushing the price up to like 60 grand for a Camaro.
Well, I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
No, it's a
Bumblebee.
$28,000 car. It comes in a V6 or a V8. and it's
Or it's a $65,000 fucking skate.
It's rear-wheel drive. She can't drive it in the city like that. 455
She's not
horsepower.
buying this car to drive in the city. And if she is, she's only buying it to stunt anyway. And that means occasionally she needs to be able to slam it to the floor, spin it around completely in a 360, and face the other direction and go, yeah, I just did that.
Oh, speaking of that, I took a turn today and nailed it and fucking smoked up all 4 wheels through the turn. I was like, wow, I didn't know my car can do that.
Dude, you know what? I accidentally did that with my NASCAR car 7
I had no
times
idea my car-
today, and god damn it, it's annoying.
I didn't know my car could do it. It's all-wheel drive. I didn't think it could break loose like that. Do you know the Camaro is classified as a subcompact car?
How is that a subcompact car? It's a huge gas guzzling car.
It's considered by the EPA
Yep.
as a subcompact
Because they sell.
probably because it's a 2-door and they don't make it in a 4-door anymore.
No. It's not only to do with the 2-door, it's the minimum engine requirement.
What? I'm looking at a fucking V8 gas guzzling LT1 with 455 horse and matching torque. As a
Imagine, that's my dream car.
38 grand.
I would totes drive that
38
all
grand.
over. Like, yep, it's fucking Bumblebee. What?
Can you get in?
There you go. Problem solved. Answer to the riddle.
Would you like that in a
right there.
convertible, J7?
No, please.
No, I do not want a convertible. I want a hard top. I want the coupe.
No, fuck no.
Yeah,
Why would you want
convertibles
that?
are sacrilege anyway. You lose all the rigidity of your platform if you go to a fucking convertible.
You
No.
don't have rigidity to begin with because it's a 2-piece part.
No, it's a unibody.
Yeah, but you lose all
No,
any
yeah, but
possible
okay.
rigidity.
It's a unibody in most cars, but
not
if
a
you're
unibody.
looking at something like a Jeep, it's not. We put a hardtop on it. It's a 2-piece part.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
There's no rigidity there.
yeah. But we weren't talking about a Jeep. You were talking about a car versus a convertible.
It's the same
No,
difference.
it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
No,
not.
How is it
actually,
not the same?
because the
How is
Chevy
it not the same?
Camaro,
Because
the
first off,
Chevy
a-
Camaro is a unibody, like
Yeah.
Well,
literally.
my car is a unibody.
Okay,
Yeah, so is
do you
mine.
have a piece that you can pull off of it?
No, I could have
Right.
bought
Okay,
one
but
that I
you
could
were
have
talking.
had that.
You were talking about a Jeep that does have a piece that could be pulled off of it. We're
Yeah,
talking about a
no, no.
Camaro.
fucking roof off.
We're talking about
I'm
the
just
difference
trying-
between a convertible Camaro to a convertible.
All right, time out.
No, hold on. I'm taking the blanket statement of a vehicle that is a convertible is more rigid than a vehicle that is not. While
No,
the statement is true,
No, it's not. Built differently. It's not true anymore. Used to be that way in the fucking 70s and 80s. It's not true anymore.
Yeah, it's actually what he's saying now is more.
It's not
accurate.
true because the cars are designed to be a convertible. The Chevy Camaro, the Corvette. Is there a Corvette convertible out yet?
It's not convertible as much
But
as it
you can
is modified.
take
It's
off
like a
the moon top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
modified version. I don't know whether I'd call it T-top or whether I'd call it convertible or whether
Right.
I'd call it hardtop convertible. Like there are so many other names that have been invented
Yeah.
before. I don't think this quantifies into that equation.
When the Corvette or Camaro comes out as a two-door coupe, it is designed as a two-door coupe.
Yes.
When they say to you, next year in 2021, look forward to the new Camaro or Corvette convertible, it is a purpose car built from the ground up.
Don't-
They do
Okay,
not take
Stop throwing those two cars. All right, look, you want to solve
they
this
don't-
problem a whole
they
lot
don't take the
faster.
sedan,
Stop
chop the
throwing
roof
those
off.
two cars into the same conversation.
Okay, well, that's what we were kind of talking about. So sorry.
No, yeah, no, but no.
Any-
Yes, it's kind of what we were talking about, but you're throwing butter into fucking lard. Okay? I'm just saying, they're two different things. If
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
say convertible Camaro versus like Camaro, that's one
Right.
thing. Convertible Corvette into the process of Corvette, no, they are nowhere near remotely even in the same category. Camaro
well-
to Corvette are nowhere remotely in the same category. They don't even design those cars remotely on the same platform. So to compare them to each other is
I
like
wasn't comparing it.
negligent.
But I wasn't comparing the two cars. I was just making a statement of two vehicles. Okay, I'm sorry. The Mitsubishi Eclipse. Is that better? The point of the fact
versus what?
versus what? A Chevy Camaro.
Whatever.
It's not versus anything. The point I'm trying to make here
You
is
were
any
making
car,
an
any
example.
car you mention that is made into a convertible is purpose built from the ground up. They do no longer take a fucking plasma cutter and cut the roof off and go, yeah, we can turn that into a convertible. Just drop that shit in there now. It's
No,
not done
that,
like
and like you said, no, that hasn't been done since sometime back in the 80s.
Yeah, I think 88 or 89 was the last convertible that wasn't
Purpose
I hate
built
to use the
to
word
be a
purpose
It
convertible.
wasn't designed to be a
yeah,
convertible.
designed to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there were cars that were made and they were like, all right, make a convertible. And those things were converted. Now
Yeah,
a
so-
convertible is a purpose built machine.
So
But
the-
Corvette, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't actually build a convertible, and Camaro
Oh, yeah.
does. And they
No, no,
are two totally different machines.
Vet's a convertible. And it's built from the ground up to be the convertible.
What?
Absolutely. It's got the nice
what
head humps and
2019 and 2020 Corvette convertible?
I don't think the new one was done yet. The C7 was.
The C7 is like 8 years old.
Hold on. Tell you exactly when. 2020 is getting a convertible. When was the last one? Introducing the 2020 Corvette convertible. Used Chevy 2020 debuts its trick folding convertible. Does that count? If you have a hard top that folds into your
that's that
does that
fal-
count?
that's that falsa top.
Yeah.
It's
Does that
essentially it's
count?
the Mercedes top. It kind of counts but it's a hybrid model, and I think they quantify themselves separately because there are a lot of hardtop convertibles that are able to do it on the fly, which is what that particular model you're talking about is one that can hardtop convertible on the fly.
C8
Because
was
they're
done-
not literally a hardtop convertible, because hardtop convertibles were removable tops. But,
Okay.
but they have conversion models now that are hard body that are damn near undifferentiable from their solid companions. Like if you didn't see a line in the paint, you almost couldn't tell that they were changing shape.
Folding hard tops is where a lot of convertibles have went. Vet's bringing that one back.
Yeah,
Convertible
should
hard
be.
top. Yeah. I guess it's debatable on whether or not that counts or not.
Well, it's an in-between model. It's always been debated as an in-between model because
Yeah.
canvas tops are truly convertibles, whether they're canvas or leather. Any
Now that
incremental
goes back to
steps
what
in
Ren was
between.
saying. Ren was advocating for the Jeep, which is a canvas top.
Right, exactly. That would be considered to be your more convertible top, where the hardtop in the hardtop Jeep, the Jeep's always been a removable top.
Yeah, I don't know if the newer ones are. Are they, Ren? Do
They
you know?
are.
And are they still
Any Jeep can be converted to
still removable? Because I know they did away with.
every Jeep can. When you buy a Jeep, you have the option of buying a soft top, hard top, or dual top group.
Right.
You can have both.
Right, hard top with the bars, so you can put your soft top on.
It's not no. It's a hard top is a hard top. You want to put the soft top on, you need to do a little bit of work to put your soft top on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to
And
stretch.
then there are your cross
bar.
sections that allow you
You
to
probably
do
have
like
to do probably an hour and a half worth of work to put a soft top on.
It depends on what you buy, because like you said, it
No,
comes in three.
it's all the same, bro.
It comes in three groups. You just said it so yourself. It comes in three groups, and I'm going to back you
no,
up.
that cross section though is like a hard rear that's constant.
You can buy a hard top with bars in there for the soft top, pre-installed.
No, you can buy a hard
No.
rear.
Yeah,
you can buy a hard top with a soft top, but when you go to take your hard top off, you need to install things in order for the soft top to work.
Yeah.
The bars are already installed though.
No.
Do you just stretch?
No. No.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you. You
It
tell me.
doesn't that
Okay.
way. You need
Right.
to put rails in order for your soft top to be able to work.
Okay.
It's how it works.
Okay. And like I said, I'm not going to argue with you on it.
You can leave your soft top in the back of your hard top, but you can't have all the other accoutrements, so to speak, in order for you to be like, oh, it's 70 degrees out and I want to put my soft top on. I'm just going to whip my hard top off and pull up my top. No, you can't do that.
No,
You actually have to put
parts
effort
to
in.
accommodate the soft top.
Exactly. You need to do things to accommodate.
It's because it's a soft top. The hard top is rigid, and that's why there's this hybrid connectivity of where other cars have this ability to be hardtop convertible, where the Jeep is only hardtop or convertible. Even in their hybrid top, it's still a hard front or a hard rear with a soft opposite.
I will even give Jeep the utmost credit for what they've dropped from 2017 forward. All of their tops, and this is insane to me, being someone who's owned 2 Jeep Wranglers, all of their tops are zipperless.
That's really the craziest part about what they've been able to.
Everything is like pipe and channel.
Yeah,
and the way they figured all of the only zipper you have is the back window.
Yeah, they stopped doing
Everything else is pipe and channel, and the engineering they put into this to make it all work it's fucking awesome.
It's what gets a nerd like him off.
Someone who's been a Jeep guy and who has struggled through, oh my God, the side window is not in the right place. I can't pull my zipper. Yeah.
Yeah.
That someone like me who's owned 2 Jeeps and suffered through the same problem, off. Yes, you're absolutely right.
It's amazing to see the nuances of engineering that have come forward with arguably what's considered to be one of the most hard-ass companies to deal with in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
They are who they are. They're a war company. You're gonna tell me I can't do something? Go fuck yourself.
Like
I
they
was
are
World War
definitely
I, World War II, and Vietnam.
Yep.
Oh, and I had a minor role in Desert Storm. I mean, like you're gonna tell a company they don't know what they're doing? They've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
And that's with every iteration of what they try and put out on the market, though.
Are we talking about Ford right now?
Chrysler, Jeep.
Oh.
GMC.
What?
Hmm?
GMC is the originator.
GMC is Chevrolet.
I know it's the originator of the Jeep.
No, it's not. Jeep is the originator of
Yeah,
Jeep.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, isn't Jeep its own company?
The original Jeep was just called a
Willys.
Willie.
Yeah, it was Willys.
Yeah, it was Willis Jeep. Was the original.
So Webby, I have a confession to make. So now I'm like in the market to buy this Wrangler, possibly. Not confirmed.
It's a dope looking ride, man.
Looking good. So now I'm looking at all kinds of decals to put on the hood. Replace bumper with a winch.
Oh, you got a Punisher the front end of that thing.
Right?
Oh no, I'm making this bad boy like
gonna go for like
totally,
a Sierra package. Huh? Who am I
no,
Sierra?
no, beach bum. I'm going total beach bum with this bitch.
Oh, I'd Punisher the front end and Beach Bum the mid.
Oh no, I'm not gonna go totally crazy with decal.
Oh no,
That's-
I'm just talking about the
Watching
overall
crazy.
theme of the vehicle in general. I'm like, I would Punisher the front end. I'd have my tow winch. I'd have my blacked out front ends with lights.
I'm all about
and
the
then,
tow.
And then I would beach
the
bum
biggest
the
problem-
middle of it with like all my lights. I'd change out my mirrors so that they weren't door mounted. They'd be body mounted.
I'm not. I
I'd
don't know
put
if I'll
my
go
snorkel kit in. Like,
no point.
Like
No,
I
okay.
would Punisher
don't
the
drive
front
it.
end and beach bum the mid.
I don't know if I'm gonna drive it like that, so I don't know if I'm gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just pandemically thinking.
Oh yeah. Oh, apocalyptically thinking. Oh, you need a snorkel, bro.
Dude,
there's no
I
point.
had a guy that I watched on Twitch. He didn't go with the snorkel package, and guess what? The first thing he did within 1 week of owning his car.
Well,
He went and filled the entire engine with salt water.
Oh, that's just a fucking idiot.
What?
That's my fear about driving around here because we have a tidal.
Oh, please.
River.
You've had what?
Oh,
2 feet of water at max. We've never seen water that high. We fucking drove around for an entire day to try and find water that high during a hurricane. That shit don't happen. Wow, you cannot. That website's down. That blows.
Mm-mm.
Oh, there we go. It just came back up. That's interesting. I still think buying a new vehicle is going to be the way to go. They're going to be giving these fuckers away. They're already doing.
I already watched the housing market deal with that.
Well, yeah, I went through that myself, but it's the same thing with cars right now. It's no money down and fucking no financing, no
but
APR.
we saw how that went. Do
But
you
still-
honestly expect these motherfuckers to be capable of handling that again?
Yes, because the government's not bailing out the car companies again.
Yes, they will because
No,
they're
they-
bailing it. Dude,
They're bailing out the airline.
They've proven that they're willing to bail out anybody. If you can plead your case hard enough, they will create money for you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I
don't feed me this
No,
line
no.
of the fucking bullshit.
I just-
They'll fucking make money to make money. I have zero faith, dude. I'm telling you. I was like, yo, IRS, you want to send me a check? Since you want to do all this for everybody, can I have some of your no money?
I haven't gotten my no money yet, by the way. Allegedly, what's today?
Fucking
what?
It's the 28th.
So by the 30th, allegedly, I'm getting mine
Really? Why is it taking so long?
because I don't have direct deposit with the government.
Oh, so they're sending you a check, like a physical
Well,
check?
no, I went online and gave them my direct deposit information.
Oh, are you a non-filer?
No, I'm not a non-filer. I owe every year.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm
so
a
that's
non-
why you don't have direct
Yeah.
deposit.
So why would they have my direct deposit information if I mail them a check every year?
I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
don't. I'm a
I
non.
could have
I don't. I'm a non-filer.
non-filer. I easily could have given them direct deposit information if I did like quarterly taxes,
Yeah.
but I don't owe them enough to warrant quarterly, so I could just pay them in one lump sum.
Okay.
And for me, that's easier because I work for an accounting company and I get paid at the end of tax season. It's like I get paid all year long, but I get the rest of my income in one lump sum.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's just easier for me to cut that check in one lump sum if I'm getting paid in one lump sum.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, why would I scrimp and save all year long when I'm going to have that money? Here you go. Here's your fucking end of year pay and whatever bonuses you're getting, and here you go. So it's just easier for me to cut that check.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would probably do that too.
So, I mean, okay, in this instance, well, I get beat because I still don't have my check, and so do a lot of other
I don't
people.
invest in future oils. I invest in future me.
Future me, future me.
Yep, future me. As long as I don't earn,
Oh, that fucking X over X amount, you're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yep.
And, and trust me, I have found a way to live within that means.
All right, gentlemen and lady.
J7, you get away with Camaro for
Going
like
to bed.
$45,000. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. 6.2 liter, 455 horse.
Yeah,
40
it's actually not a bad Camaro. The one he's describing currently is not a bad one. Bye, Ray.
Brian, we'll talk to you later.
I would definitely get that. I feel like I would have my entire life would need to be different though. Like I'd have to.
I will say I did drive one when I had one as a rental 2 or 3 times.
She'd have
And it
to
was-
start dating a white guy with a mullet.
Well, yeah, exactly. There'd be IROC on the side of it and shit like that. But what I will say, it was weird and strange to try and look over the hood of that car.
Over the hood?
Yep,
I
as
felt,
you were
I felt
driving.
that way about the IROC that I actually drove.
Yeah, the Camaro was, and my buddy's got one right around the block. And I've driven it and been in it quite a few times. And it's just this weird perspective and view of trying to look over the hood of the car. Like when you get behind the wheel, you're so low and at the edge of the dashboard that the nose of the car looks like it goes on like a Cadillac.
Oh, I see.
That was my only complaint with the car. I like the way it drives for a rear-wheel drive. I did have, I drove a 6-cylinder once. I drove the 8-cylinder twice. And then, like I said, my buddy around the block has an SS that's got some serious work done to it. And that thing's a fucking beast. I mean, you tap the gas and we're all over the fucking road. But still, the same thing I came up with driving 3 different models is the nose of that car was too long for its own good. And it took a hot minute to adjust yourself to driving, seeing a Cadillac nose in front of you. That was my only complaint with the car. Otherwise, it was damn nice. It hugged the road. It drove nice. It felt good. It wrapped your ass in the seats, which to me is always important, that the seats in a car are comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important, especially if you're going to drive.
Right, of course.
You know, everything about that car, the McFerrin struts and the way the car reacted to the road and the way you could feel the road, nice. Very nice. But just looking at the windshield and seeing this Cadillac or 1971 Lincoln front end in front of you, because it felt like it went on forever. It's hard to judge the car going through turns. Definitely hard to judge it parking. But I didn't really drive it long enough, you know what I mean, to make that determination. I mean, my car feels weird driving. You know, I can't judge my car parking. Am I too close? Am I going to fucking smack the nose of my car into that parking fucking thing? But like I said, the Camaro, for me, it just felt like everything was too big for its own good. That was my only complaint with the car, and I drove it pretty much. I had that car for the whole month of December last year, because I rented one for almost all of December. So I think a month with the car, long enough to give it a good judgment call. But the only,
a little bit of the in and out there.
yeah, the only thing I didn't really like about it, and even and the babe will tell you the same thing. She was like getting in it. She was like, "I'm too low, and I feel like I'm looking over the nose of the car for miles." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Camaro. It's got a really fucking long nose to it. Even though it doesn't look it, when you get behind the wheel, it does. Dashboard's like fucking 28 inches deep. What dashboard is that deep?"
Camaro dashboard.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it felt weird, you know. Like I said, it doesn't look like a long car, but the way it's designed, when you get in it, you're like, whoa, this is a long car. And that just, for me, it became a little problematic. I can't say that word tonight. To judge the road in front of me as I was driving, it just felt weird. But otherwise, that's a fun car to drive. And it does get good gas mileage. 24 mpg on the highway.
That's not good.
It's not bad. You know what I'm getting in my car right now? Like fucking 16.
Oh, well, your car is like a race car.
Well, only if you drive it that way. If I don't drive it like that, I'm getting like 21. If I'm lucky. And I mean, if I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting 160 to 210 miles, 210 gallons, 210 miles per tank, depending on how you drive my car. So I'm putting gas in my car every 3 or 4 days easily.
Yeah.
So my car's a gas guzzler.
Your car is a gas guzzler.
Gas guzzler, yes. And you can only put.
It's not like good. It's just not.
No,
terrible.
but what are you looking for? 70? Go buy a fucking Honda Fit.
No, not 70. I'd say good is probably like 50.
Oh, then you're looking for an economy, cheap vehicle. You're not going to get that in a performance vehicle, period.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you won't get that in a performance vehicle. You won't even get that in a fucking Jeep.
Right.
I mean, Thump's got a Jeep. What are you getting? 28, 20, 25, 28?
Somewhere
If
roughly around there, yeah.
Yeah, if you're lucky, or I don't want to, if you're lucky, but that should be around your average.
Yeah, that's about average.
Straight 6 in that, or the 8?
That's the 6.
That's the 6. Straight
it's a
6.
6 altitude.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a workhorse of an engine that can put out miles. You know, but then you can always get a Camaro in a 6-cylinder. But then, is that what you really want to do?
No.
No, if you're buying the Camaro, you're buying it purely to do what you want it to do.
Yeah, you get an SS.
Power horse that you're expecting it to be.
Yeah, you're looking straight at the SS period. That's where you're starting. Can I afford?
That's the same
Can I
thing with the
afford
Monte
that?
Carlo. People talk for years. What are you going to do
Yeah.
with the Monte Carlo? Well, the only thing you can do with the Monte Carlo is SS.
Yep.
Like, you can't 3.6 a Monte Carlo.
Wouldn't that have been nice? Throw the fucking Buick motor in it. Thank you very much. That would have been nice as fuck. This website back up yet? No, this site is down.
Which one?
I was trying to, while we were bullshitting, look at a Subaru.
A Subaru?
Yeah,
Trying to buy another car.
I've been thinking about buying another one.
Okay.
They're some of the best built cars on the road right now, believe it or not. Next to Volvo.
I bought 2 cars in the past week.
I mean, I'm still looking at the Jeep. But I'm also thinking that waiting and holding out for all of this to shake out a little bit more and see what happens with the auto industry, because
Yeah, I think that's the smart move.
government does not want to bail out the auto industry again. Trump talked about that shit the other day, and so did I. Watched the fucking CNN Congress about the Corona buyouts and all this shit that they're trying to come up with, and even fucking all of Congress is like, we are not.
It's a weirdly crazy situation where it's more likely to end up in your pocket,
Yeah.
J7's pocket, or my pocket than it is going to be in their pocket. Like, there's such a strong fight
Yeah.
about the people being the only one to get this money and not any other corporation.
I can't hit a website on my computer at all.
Weird.
I mean, we're doing our Skype thing here and Facebook and whatever the fuck else, but CNN, no
I'm
go.
handling the processing over here. What do you want, CNN?
No, Disney, nothing. I can get to fucking Google. I go to Disney.com, site cannot be reached.
All right, CNN, breaking news, and it's up. And
I can't hit a website at all. I can't hit a website, so don't be surprised if I get dropped out of this call.
Disney Plus. Bam, Disney Plus. All right.
Yeah, I can't get anywhere. Disney.com. Oh. Can I go to ESPN? ESPN control. Site cannot be reached.
We are going to Tony Weaver Elon.
Connection failed.
Look that up.
I can't look up shit. I'm going to get booted off the internet.
No, I'm talking to J7 at this point.
Oh, what happened?
Tony Weaver Elon.
I'd like to look that up, but I can't. I was like, I can look that up.
Would you buy a Tesla?
No, and Elon Musk owns Tesla.
I know.
Well, this is Elon University. It's been it's been part of the North Carolina establishment for quite some time. So. This is North Carolina's lawyers.
Mm.
They all come out of Elon. Like all the ones that really know what the fuck they're talking about anyway. All the ones that fight for real, actual fucking causes. When they decide to stick their reputation on something, if they come from North Carolina, usually they're from Elon.
Can I get anywhere on the internet? I'm going to fucking lose my shit. It's going to go down.
But Weaver Education Center was built into my middle school and high school. So Tony Weaver Elon was built in like through my mid to early education system, and then in every aspect of advanced education within the state, you were met with this same Tony Weaver Elon institution.
I see. Okay. For some reason, I thought Elon Musk.
Oh no, a reasonable assertion, but
yeah.
Professor Tony Weaver.
All right. Well, I should go to bed soon.
Nah, we're all going to bed. Like,
yeah.
Right now.
Are we done?
As soon as Webb sends back down, all 8-bit bros were out, I think.
Okay. So funny. He
I'm
just
still
stood up
live.
and left.
I'm still live. Been live for a minute.
Okay, cool. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been one of those shows.
It has.
Welcome to quarantine, right?
Yeah, what the hell? So bizarre. Mm-hmm.
So you got to meet Dee tonight.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was actually amazing.
That was actually really interesting.
It it was a conversation that happened so late this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, hey, we got some things going on. What are you doing? We're like, not a whole lot. We're like, well, all right, well, some things. And we're like, all right, yeah, some things.
Mm-hmm.
We will do things. And then it was like, oh yeah, things.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It's fucked up.
What is that?
I got like no electricity here.
Actually, you
So
seem pretty
weird.
well lit up.
Well, I mean, I'm lit up, but I'm looking at my meter. Well, I just looked at the meter and it's like fucking at 102, which makes no sense.
All right.
And I'm not sure how I'm connected to you guys still if I can't get anywhere on anything on the internet.
Do you want to just roll the outro?